Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Yeehaw Lads podcast, episode number 57. This week, we got a bunch of cool, exciting news because we went rallycross racing over the weekend, except there was a loophole in the middle of it where it decided to rain about 3 inches Saturday night where we were at. So the event for Sunday got canceled, unfortunately, but we still had a good day of practice on Saturday. So we're going to go through that here today. As for any other major topics, we really don't have much, so we're just going to keep going.
No.
I guess we kind of did rallycross the golf cart.
Yeah, technically.
On the what would have been the actual event day's track.
They set up the track Saturday night, so we got to preview it in the night before. And
we snuck out there and ran it a bunch of times.
We were allowed to.
Yeah.
Probably.
The other major event, I am definitely going to get a bike.
No, you're not.
Hell yeah!
No
About
way.
fucking time.
Well,
buy
explain.
mine so that I can buy an R1.
You don't even want to sell yours.
I'd sell mine to Nick.
I told you I'd buy. I told you I'd buy it for what you paid for it.
Yeah.
Do you
Good
want
deal.
it?
For what you paid for it? Fuck yeah, you stole that thing.
Yeah, you really
It's worth like 3 times that.
Let's call it like an even like 3.
No.
Isn't that what you paid
$1,500 cash.
Go fuck yourself. I paid like $2,300 for it.
$1,400 cash.
No.
13.
Call it an even 3. I've done a lot of shit to it.
I'll just rob you. I know where you live.
Gun!
This is easy shit. I'll just hold your helmet ransom out the window. Ride home with no gear or sell me the bike.
Blue. Jiminy Christmas.
You
What are
can't-
you feeding
God.
this dog?
So Andy's
brother.
dog just tooted.
And it
Sorry.
And it
stinks.
fucking
I don't know,
stinks.
bro.
Speaking of stinks, let's get
Stinky.
into some memes that probably stink so we can get this kicked off and get flowing.
This sucks.
Okay.
Um,
Buyer, interest rates are rising. I'll just wait until the prices become more reasonable. 2022, price $550K, interest 3.2%. Oh, there's no sound. Did we turn the laptop down?
yeah, we need sound for this.
The laptop,
Is the board down?
Marcus, did you mute the input?
Yeah, sorry.
Jesus Christ. Okay,
Fuck it.
try this
This is
again.
the only button that doesn't look like when it's muted, it's muted.
Sure.
One kiss is all it takes.
Price 2024, $540K with 6.5% interest. Same price, but it costs fucking extra $1,000+.
So what sucks is that my mortgage that I got in December of 2018 is like 5.2%,
Yeah.
which is like terrible. But I apparently didn't know any better, so I just went with
You
it.
just didn't.
So
You didn't care any better.
when
It's
I
more-
went to like refinance and like look at properties and stuff, and ended up buying the property I did, I was like, "What is my interest rate, by the way?" Because I kind of forgot about it. They're like, "Oh, like they had to step back. Like a current rate today is like 6%." They're like, "I don't know why yours is so bad." I'm like, "Well, neither do I."
You're like, damn, that's crazy. I wish I knew.
Yeah, what the fuck? Anyway,
Next up, when you're happily going about your day, but your brain randomly decides to make you panic about where your birth certificate is. This is my social security card. I
Yep.
was like,
Do you not know where your social security card
fuck
is?
no, why would I? It's
have it on
somewhere.
hand.
You keep yours with you?
No, not with me, but like
Oh.
I have it in my ready to go in my safe because I have to
Yeah.
use it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep mine and my birth certificate in my safe.
I don't know where the fuck.
I don't
I
have-
think my mom gave me.
I don't
my
have a
birth
real
certificate.
safe, so
You should get
well.
one.
I should.
He
But
just
big
leaves
ass.
guns
you had to
around
help.
the house.
You had to help carry it up the stairs, then asshole.
Bitch, we got a door with
Leave it
a
in the basement.
forklift
What do you
door.
mean?
That's all the way down there.
Oh,
then
fuck that. Then what happens when somebody breaks in?
I'll
How's
hit him
Brian
with-
gonna get his gun?
I'll leave the safe at the top of the stairs and push it down on
Push
him.
it down.
Just slide it down the stairs.
Brian's gonna home alone their asses.
That's like when we were moving other Nick to his house up in Minnesota. We had to carry his safe down his basement stairs.
Fuck no.
So I'm on top, like the top side of it, trying to slow it down. He's on the bottom trying to catch it. It's like I'm kind of like, it's going. He's like, I know, I can't stop it. And almost like pinned him against the wall.
Christ.
Just trying to go down his stairs with his heavy ass full safe.
Yeah, no. You
I
have a hole.
No, we emptied it out, but it
You
was
have
still
a hole for a forklift. Just
But it's
lift
like
it up in there.
all the way over there.
Yeah. Forklift.
No,
Forklift.
carry it. That's how
fuck
you
no.
build character.
Fuck.
Gotta test a friendship. You're like, hey, help me pick
Yeah.
this up. No, I don't wanna.
Yeah, guys, we get to move my safe to my new property at some point. By the way,
You have a hole in your house for a forklift.
no, I don't.
You have a big front window.
We actually brought the pickup truck to my front porch and then
just about
just
to
shimmied
say.
it in
Let's
the
say
front door. It was fine. It was
You
not
don't have
that bad.
stairs at least.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad. And then like it's gonna go in the basement, like the main floor of the garage.
Would you
so-
have to sell your house first to move that?
Well, yeah.
Anyway, we'll just
Yeah.
keep going. Get these over with. Birth
Back to the
certificate
bird-
meme.
Yeah.
Cat just full on just jumps. Just like, what's going on? Not too shabby, not too shabby. Oh, this is one Andy sent me just before we started.
Oh, no.
Here. The caption is not the Fit. So there's a
I've
Honda
seen this
Fit
one.
here
Cruising
driving in
down the
traffic.
interstate.
It might be loud. Heads up.
Oh,
He fucking went over the barrier
literally-
too. Holy fuck.
Literally turns into him at the end and sends it all the way over the barrier.
Bro's either
Golly.
dead or has shat his pants.
Can you imagine? You're just cruising along. You're like,
Christ.
well, one, he tried to drive between two cars.
Yeah, he tried to lane split in a car.
He should have known better.
I mean, he
men
was
only
driving
want
a
two
Honda
things:
Fit.
a Honda Fit, another Honda Fit.
That's a quote from Brendan Murphy, the lead of
Yes,
Counterparts.
Mr. Counterparts.
Mr. Counterparts himself.
Would literally trade his current one for a new one if you
He
won the lottery.
literally said that. He's like, if I won the lottery, I would trade it and get a newer Honda Fit. What an absolute man.
Uh-huh.
This next one is actually live footage we captured of Marcus. When your cat is hiding, so you do the classic shake a treat bag
So
trick.
3, 2, 1, and scammer gets scammed, buddy. That's what you get. So
You
You
know
gotta
what's
do that
funny?
with the rabbits.
I can do that with my chickens now. I dangle the chain for the front door and they all come fucking running out.
Don't you have a
love
little side
that.
door that can come out? Or do you not use that?
No, the
Your run door?
yeah, the chicken
Yeah.
door.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Love it.
Here's a good one. Okay. I found this earlier this week. Nobody judge me too hard. Okay.
Who's that on your computer?
Oh, Rosa Parks. Hey, did you know they're going to build a statue of her and put it in the U.S. Capitol building?
Oh, that's great. She deserves it. Hey, did I ever tell you my grandfather worked with her to start the civil rights movement?
Really?
Yeah, he was the guy who was like, get up, move it, lady, get to the back. Never would have happened without him.
I was just gonna say that. I'm like, so he started it. Is what you're saying?
Look, man, he helped the movement.
Oh
he
my god.
He made it happen, you know?
Oh no.
Oh, no. I'm assuming this is another one from you, Nick?
Yeah, a little bit longer.
Okay. Hardcore bands be picking the goofiest sounding vocalists.
What's up? What's up, motherfucker? Move this place. Fuck shit up. Yeah. When this shit kicks in, no one should be standing still. Let's go. Rah. Die, 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 die. I fucking hate you, stupid poopy head. Get fucked.
Please,
It took so much power to not send that in Discord.
say, please tell me someone tagged Knock Loose in this.
That's exactly what the mod said when I sent it in our Discord.
Let's go.
God.
Here's what I meant to share last week and totally forgot. This is live footage of Minnesota Nick.
Well, boys, you called it. I officially give up on being sober. I picked up a couple beers for tonight. I do not
God.
give a fuck anymore. I fuck being
Hyundai
sober.
moment.
Hell yeah,
Literally-
brother.
Literally average Hyundai owner, just like, fuck it, I gave up on being sober. It's over.
Every Hyundai owner that had their car broken in for the 4th time.
Get Kia Boyd.
Yeah. They had the recall done.
This last one goes out to Andy trying to change his wheels Friday night. POV, you cross-threaded a bolt. 3/4-inch rattle gun sending it. Wow, that was loud. I'm so I am so sorry for that.
So
Holy shit.
just for reference, usually I bounce between 0 and -5 decibels. I'm below -30, and it's
And it was
almost
still,
off.
It was still kind of loud, I'll be honest.
Holy shit!
Yeah, the processing will take that out probably.
I
It'll,
hope.
it'll probably dull that a little bit.
So, do you want to jump in with
Let's say,
starting with
jump,
that?
Jump right into why that's related Friday
What did we
night.
do Friday before that?
We went Friday before that we went to my parents' house where my car was, Michael's car was, and Marcus came over to take the sway bar front link off your car.
We took the sway bar link off. We put my 5mm wheel spacers on.
And
We took my rear bumper
Your
off.
little bumper guard.
Oh, then you guys taped up all your numbers.
We did. We came to do
My-
that here.
yeah.
Here at my house.
Michael taped up his sides.
Oh, yeah.
Michael started taping his number plates onto the side of his car.
On
we're
the
like,
window.
well, we're gonna keep doing this, and it's kind of shitty out. We'll just go to my house, do it in the air conditioning here in the shop.
Yeah. I'll say I believe me and Chloe went out to dinner, and then I was like,
Yeah.
I'll just run over to Brian's real quick, pay
Yep.
you for the shirts and stuff, because my tube for the Jeep came in, which we're gonna I think start on that this weekend.
That's what it sounds
This
like.
upcoming one, and then paid you for that as well as paid you for
The shirts
the
and the
jersey
side
and shirts,
banners.
and side banners.
Yeah, which we got all those made. They all turned out fucking
Yeah, it was like
sick.
8 o'clock. I came over maybe 8:30.
7 something, 8 something. Yeah, somewhere right in that kind of 7 to 8
because I
range.
believe when I got back to your work, it was like 9ish,
9
9:30, something like that.
Yeah.
But
But it's like, we're all going to the air conditioned shop to do stuff anyway.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, fuck, can I come change my wheels
Yeah,
there?
because I put the last coat of paint on the night before, so they had a full day to dry. They were still a little bit tacky when I was putting them on, but nothing major. But yeah, I was like, fuck it. I'll just, like, instead of me doing it tomorrow and like it was been Saturday in the heat, I'll just bring it over Friday night now, get them swapped out, and then just all I have to do is load it up on the trailer, which I was planning to do that night as well. That was until I remembered that at least on the passenger side, 4 of the 5 studs were cross-threaded, and one of them was so bad that impacting it with the 1/2-inch Milwaukee impact broke off the stud. So
yeah, which not good.
So
it's like we're all in the front half of the shop, like doing stuff.
Yeah,
and
they're
whatever.
60 yards away.
I just hear the impact rattling for probably a minute and a half straight,
at least.
And I just like peek around the corner. I'm like, is that
How's
fucked?
it going? I'm like, yeah.
You're like, it's fucked. I'm like, sweet.
Yeah. Which, yeah. So these hubs, they were in better shape. These were the ones off of a parts car. So they were cross-threaded by the previous owner. So when I haven't taken the front wheels off since you
swapped
the steering
those
rack
spindles and stuff.
Yeah, did everything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's a problem for later me. Well, later me was this past Saturday.
That's a problem for
Or this
future
past
me.
Friday. Yeah. So.
And you're like, oh, future me's pissed.
Future me, luckily didn't plan to go practice on Saturday, so I had all Saturday to get it fixed.
Yeah,
so.
conveniently, if you would have waited till Saturday night to switch those, you would have been actually pissed.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly.
Because you would have had to stay up all
night.
night.
I would have done it Saturday morning, but then it would have been like the majority of Saturday just changing those. So I would have had to run to the parts store and back, and then get it done. Which it went fairly easy. Yes, they had everything.
That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
They had, which is they're kind of a weird size. They're a little bit smaller. They're M12 by 1 1/4 instead of 1 1/2. Almost everything else is 1 1/2, especially lug nuts. I had to go to a different store entirely to find lug nuts, and the cone of the lug nut sits like too far out, so basically the stud isn't long enough to go all the way through
the lug
nut.
Yeah.
So there's probably, I don't know, between an 1/8 and 1/4 inch of threads that aren't being used, but it's also a deep enough lug nut to where there's a lot of threads on it still.
It's like to get like optimal thread strength, it needs to be the same amount of thread engagement as it is like the width of the bolt is like the most you're ever gonna get. So having more than that doesn't make any difference.
If not, it's at least 80% of it, I bet.
Yeah,
so.
It's like you need like 3 turns to get full. Like,
there's
strength.
probably like 8 or 9 turns on it still.
Yeah,
like they're fine threads, so they're on there quite a ways. It's just a matter of like they didn't go all the way through the lug nut. So I'm like, oh well.
Would have been nice to have like extended studs or whatever, but at the end of the day,
the back went on great. Holy fuck, the car is very tippy now. Like
now that you have sidewall.
Now that also I don't have a huge stance. Like I took off 3 inches probably of tire width.
I hear that's a lot.
3 inches
front and back.
So much.
Yeah, I know.
It is literally life changing.
It's definitely different driving the car now.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's all good. And I was ready to go on Sunday.
Yeah.
But what did you guys do on Friday? Or anything else?
I say Friday we just taped up all the cars. We did Michael's side windows on his car.
Front and back.
His both mid and back window.
Yeah. Yep.
And then on Marcus's car, we did his same. We retaped that same little corner logo that we did last time.
Which, speaking of that,
Yes.
I stopped over at the vinyl place yesterday.
Okay.
Went inside and I was like, so, I got a weird one for you. Because I didn't take any of the...
you didn't peel them off immediately.
I didn't peel anything off. So I was like, so we take the shitbox rally racing like once a month. Can you like do like shitty like temp transfer vinyl or whatever? Like cheap as fuck. It only has to last a weekend. You came outside and
the
measured
shop
it.
loves like, hey, can you do this shitty as possible? They're like, no.
So we'll see what he comes back with. I want to see how expensive it's going to be.
So did you just like scan it or measure it or what? Or did you take the peels off? And then...
He measured it while it was on the car.
Yeah.
To just get a measurement, and then if I need to, I'll just send him the file that I.
Yeah, I guess we have the file that we're projecting onto the car to trim it anyway. So you might as well send him that.
You just want the Subaru logo? I said, yep.
Pretty much.
That's it at this size. It's like, okay, cool. So we'll see. If it's expensive as fuck.
It's probably not going to be cheap.
I can't get fucking magnets. Fuck, I keep forgetting about that.
Because your car's half plastic.
Yep, it's half plastic on the door.
All the trim on the door. We tried that. We like stuck a magnet. It would just barely stick.
Yeah.
You lose them going down the road.
Hey, we'll see.
Why don't you just commit to it and leave them stuck on?
Maybe I will.
Are they still on there?
No.
Oh,
Well, I wouldn't do the painter's tape. I would do
gonna
actual
fucking
vinyl.
painter's
Yeah.
tape.
But yeah,
Depends on how expensive they are.
that's true. It'd be nice if they're not.
I would
that
just
expensive.
be one and done.
I mean,
honestly.
if they're like,
if it looks good, you might.
if
as well.
it's like $40,
nah, I bet it's more than that.
That's gonna
To
be
do-
more
oh
than that.
god, yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
it'll be
I
like
bet it'll be at least
140.
$150.
Yeah.
oh my god.
Well, those little side banners, they're 12 by 18 on paper out of a printer, and they're like $12 a piece or $15
I
a
don't know.
piece.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
I'm betting you're looking like 150 plus.
God, okay, then maybe it
Maybe
will be-
150 per side,
then-
honestly.
Oh my god. Then it
maybe
maybe it will
1,000,
be
maybe
temporary.
2,000. About tree fitting?
Well, he
About
also
350.
has to. He either has to use a huge piece to do that and then cut out just what he needs of it, or he has to
Use a bunch of
like
mediocre
do
sized
scrap
pieces.
and lay them out and have it be able to be cut as well.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be pricey.
We'll see.
We will see, indeed.
But
So,
nothing
yeah.
else exciting Friday.
Nothing else really Friday,
Prep.
except they almost ran out of tape like
Yeah.
3 times.
Oh
and they
my
were,
god, yeah.
They were so mad about it. You're blaming Michael for using all your tape, except he's using his own tape, and then you were using his tape, and then it was a disaster. Meanwhile, my car's already like on the trailer with paint on it, so I don't have to tape nothing.
Ready to go. Yo, mother, the fuck you do? You gotta tape your number plates on.
That took
That's
actually
4 pieces of tape.
I know.
It literally took him
8.
It took him longer to set up the projector on his car than it did for me to go out and tape mine on.
Fair. I believe
And it's
that.
still on there. It looks
Yeah.
good.
I wasn't gonna painter's tape. I was going to Gorilla tape.
That's what mine has. Is
Mine on?
actual black tape, so
Yeah.
it looks really nice on there.
Yeah. Oh, and that was my plan too. Like the big black border on my
Yeah.
big white car. I'm like, yeah, that'd probably be perfect.
That's why the edges of the decals have a black surround, so
Yeah.
black tape will help it just blend out. Because
figured
that's
as
what
much.
I wanted on there was black tape.
Yeah.
Me.
That would last forever.
And I might just fucking leave mine on there just because.
I'm gonna leave mine on. Well, then when you're driving in traffic, people could see your name, be like this fucking
This ass. Yeah.
I didn't want to leave mine on because I've already noticed that the Yeehaw Lads logos that I did for the main trip,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
the
already
colors are
fading.
faded.
and
Those
stuff.
faded like immediately though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't want the expensive ones that we did to start
Oh,
fading.
they'll last. I would have to assume so. They're nice laminated. Like I think they'll hold up just fine. We'll see. I'm gonna leave mine on outside.
we'll
so
see.
if they fade, they fade. It's only $30 at the end of the day. Whatever.
True.
Yeah. So Saturday.
So then Saturday morning, we meet here. Michael gets here about 8:45. I'm still getting ready because I'm lazy and slow in the morning because I didn't feel like getting up, but I needed to. And then we were finishing expo markering in the logos on Michael's car because I could jump to the pictures actually, but we'll go through it real quick. Yeah. So we taped his entire window with blue tape and then drew in the Subaru logo with black Expo on the blue tape.
Yeah,
it looked really good actually.
It did.
Yeah.
It looked very
on the
nice.
on the rearmost window.
Yes,
Yeah.
side
on the
window.
big
Yeah.
back quarter
Yep,
windows.
yep,
We'll go to the
yep.
pictures in a minute, but
Gotcha.
like he was filling those in while I was finishing up loading the cooler and grabbing my chairs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Marcus pulled up, and it was probably about 9:05 when we pulled over to the Casey's, filled up, and got on the road. And honestly, the way there was, I don't think anything happened.
Nope.
I did.
Well-
I did confirm a very strange thing. So we use handheld Bofang UV5R radios whenever we're doing trips or whatever. If I click the mic on my radio, it'll turn off the Android Auto in my truck. It'll immediately go straight to like the radio, like the regular default radio screen with the radio off.
So it must be the same frequency that it runs on.
It's
and
That's kind of what
close
we.
enough.
it must overpower.
It's
it and
weird
shit.
because when we came home from the last trip, I had one of your radios in my car and we were talking. Mine was fine.
I think it depends on what channel we're on because we were using.
Yes.
We definitely weren't using Rugged Radio Channel 4 because
we were.
we don't know
Oh,
we don't
yeah,
own that
yeah,
frequency, so we can't use that frequency.
We totally don't use that frequency.
But if we did, it turns out it's very similar to the band that the Bluetooth operates on.
But we were running the same frequency there and back.
Well, I didn't use it on the way back at all
Oh.
because I knew it was going to do it.
Let's allegedly try this on my car after this.
Okay.
Okay, we could try that.
Yeah.
Because like Android Auto, you plug your phone in and then it Bluetooths to it anyway. I don't know why it wouldn't just use the wire.
Bluetooth it uses for phone calls. Everything else is through the USB.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
'Cause I don't.
You notice in the audio quality.
Well, the audio quality is never great anyway, but yeah. Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll have to actually do some checking and seeing one of
Yes.
these days. But it immediately will unpair the phone and like pause the radio. It's weird
We also found out that the nuke plant
that we have to drive right next
right
to.
past to, and then we stay next to basically for the entire weekend or / event. Yeah, they can hear fucking everything that we say, which
Yeah.
never surprised me.
Because
from
my
the
older brother has
beginning.
worked for that nuke plant a couple of times. He's like, if you can see the plant, no matter where you are, like they can hear you. Like they have such advanced surveillance. Like they know what you're doing. If you're doing anything silly near them, they will know long before you do.
Love that.
Like it's crazy the amount of technology in these places.
Yeah.
Damn.
I just want to have some dude get paid for 8 hours to hear me shit talk somebody rally racing.
They probably love that. They're like, "Fuck it, these guys are retarded." But it's like, I'm like, we're on an unsecured band driving in front of a nuke plant. Like, I wouldn't stay on the radio often. Like, it just seems.
Imagine everybody at Sick Week
Oh
with
my
all their
God.
headsets and shit. Oh,
Because they're all on rugged radio channels usually.
Yeah.
So
Most
it's
of
like
them,
when they drive past it, part is the whole day is like, well, we can't hear shit, so whatever. Turn off these bands.
God, I hope nobody comes to fucking suicide bomb us today.
Today ain't the day. They got dudes for that. Don't worry about that.
fair.
With M16s.
But yeah, so we rolled up, I don't know, 10, 15 or so,
Yeah.
10, 20.
Michael almost bought a 6.7 on the way there.
So we taped over all of his back windows,
Well, he taped over
which
his
means he
back
now has
windows.
no blind spot to look through because all the windows are taped. So there's like a 2014 like 6.7 driving next to him, about to pass him, but it slowed down when it got next to him in his blind spot, and he's like looking around for it, and he goes to start merging over, and as soon as he does that, it like pops up at the corner of his window, and he's like, Jesus Christ. He's like, hey, Marcus, can you please warn me next time that there's someone just sitting in my blind spot? And you're like, I guess.
I suppose, as my windows are already down because the car's
So
overheating
your car's
again.
already getting too hot. Truck, not a problem. It's loving it.
Love
12 and a
that.
half mile to the gallon towing that car. It's not
What is
ideal. 12 and a half mile to the gallon.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Towing a brick, I mean,
not
with a little
great.
turbo motor, I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
But
Yeah.
so we get there, get unloaded. As we're pulling up, I'm like, that looks awfully familiar. I'm like, oh, Brad's here. As his Platinum's just sitting there. I'm like, I didn't think he was coming. Cool. So
Because your parents were already there with the camper.
they
by
had
the way.
gotten there literally
Yeah.
minutes before.
Oh, okay.
Brad got there, then my parents got there, then we got there. Like it was
gotcha.
like he's like, are they here yet? I'm like, he's like, when are they coming? I'm like, they're here. He's like, really? They weren't here. Like he was signing the sign-in sheets when we pulled up. Like,
Oh, gotcha.
It must have been like minutes
Yeah,
apart.
yeah. Gotcha.
So they had just gotten there, started setting the camper up as we pulled up to unload and stuff.
Gotcha.
So like,
gotcha.
oh, Brad's here. Perfect. I'm like, so we're kind of talking whatever. He's like, do you want me to like run the camera today? I'm like, sure, you might as well. Got nothing better to do. He's like, how do I use this thing? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I never take pictures with this fucking thing. Like, that's Nick's job. I don't know how this thing works.
Yeah.
So I set it to shutter priority, which I figured out later wasn't the right thing to do. But
no.
it wasn't bad. But I'm just like, here, like, click the button to focus and then click it. He's like,
I'll write down the settings next time in case if I can't make it.
I started playing with it like today when I was cleaning it because it was all dusty.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this makes a lot more sense now that I'm actually looking at it, not just like it's sunny out and I can't see the screen. Here you go, figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, aren't there presets that you can save to it?
I can. Yes.
Kind of, yes.
Okay.
You can recall settings from a certain preset, but it's not like you can't make a profile.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but I just like make the preset and then screenshot it on my phone, then I have it perfectly.
Yes.
So I gave Brad a camera and said, do whatever you want with it. Do you guys want to guess how many pictures he took?
At least
300.
1,500.
10.
So we've got 10, 300, and 1,500.
Yeah. I'm going high.
Are you taking the over on that? You said at least?
Well, is
At
it you said it's on Shutter, right?
You could.
Or no?
He couldn't
It's on
hold
so
the button and...
it's yeah, you can. Continuous mode's on.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But shutter priority means that it's going to optimize the shutter speed to get
Okay.
the quickest picture. However, it's guessing and
Okay, so I'm assuming it's like 10 bursts then.
you can do as many bursts. Yeah, you can hold it for as long as you want,
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like at the end of the day, he's like, okay, here you go. I'm like, do you use it a lot? He's like, yeah, I got about 1,000 pictures.
Ha! Called
wow.
it.
I'm
my
like,
God.
hold on. I'm like, what does 1,000 mean? Is that like, oh, I took 1,000? Like it's a bunch? No, I pull up the file. There is 1,052 pictures.
Ha!
I'm like, fucking all right, whatever.
Jeopardy rules.
right.
Pictures
It was
I win.
12 gigabytes of pictures.
That's not that bad.
That's a lot.
Well,
for
I mean,
video,
for,
that's nothing.
for raw, yeah.
But for
pictures.
only pictures, that's a lot.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So I put them all into one convenient Google Drive and shared it with all the fellas.
Oh, well, he took a bunch of the other ones too.
He took one of everybody there. Yeah, I used 12 gigs of my Google Drive.
Holy shit.
And there's one for pretty much everybody in here.
Sick.
So let's go.
Who's all the fellas?
all the fellas.
Yeah, you said you shared it with a bunch of people. Who
To
the
the
fuck did you share?
to the rally page.
Oh.
So that way anybody who is here can pull their
Oh,
things.
well, that's nice.
So we'll go to Michael's car. Why are these out of order? Sort by
Yeah,
name.
sort by name.
Nope, other way.
Caitlin can probably invite you to her Google family. You'll get 100 gigs.
Oh, it doesn't show the preview. God. Oh, I can if I do this. Here we
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
So let's get the picture of Michael's car up so you can see what we're talking about for the
Oh,
window.
hey,
that's
that's
a decent-
That's
yeah.
not bad for Shutter.
Yeah.
God, it looks like a soccer mom car that just has
It
tape
does.
on
It
it.
does.
Like,
But it looks so cool. Like, this turned out really nice, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
it does
holy
look very
shit.
good.
Like, that's just black Expo marker. We used it with just, like, some Sharpies at first, and you're just like, you're like, oh, it's going to take forever.
yeah.
I think we probably...
We burned
Ooh.
through about 4 markers.
We used, like, 2 whole Sharpies and an Expo marker, and we're like, this isn't really the way to do it. He's like, yeah, I'll buy some in the morning, but...
That's sick.
There's Michael's little soccer mom van taking off from the starting gate.
Oh, we should get him a soccer mom bumper sticker.
We could get him every bumper
I'll
sticker
say
for that.
I got decals in mind for
Let's
all your
see.
shit boxes.
We'll go to Marcus's now, so we can go over his paint real quick.
Shitbox.
Pop this up
Piece
full
of shit.
screen. There's his logo that we are talking about. This little swoosh on the back corner. Open face helmet, all fancy dancy.
Wow.
Still looks kind of like a soccer mom van, just with extra stickers.
and a lot lower.
It does sit quite a bit
Yes.
lower. Now, whether his shocks are all blown in garbage, who knows? But
I'll get to it maybe
we'll
eventually.
go to the last.
Eventually. Yeah.
Depends
Does it
on if-
rub?
No.
Like, do you hear it at all?
Nope.
Okay.
I hear the tie rod ends fucking.
Well, yeah.
Album art just
And then
dropped.
there's my. This was me setting up the camera in the morning. The problem is the whole day it went from sunny to cloudy to rainy to sunny to cloudy the
Yeah.
entire day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't if you set one preset it would never work for the whole day.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm like here's close. I put the ISO on ISO on the dial on the back of it, so you could just roll it with your thumb to kind of align it half-ass. So I'm like I don't know, play with it, see what you can do.
Does your camera have a overexposure warning?
I don't think so. The screen could be
Should.
glowing white. It really doesn't care.
Huh. That's
So-
weird because
So
like
judging by the next pictures, it doesn't look like it.
Well-
it goes from black to white.
Like literally like pictures taken one after the other. Like this is before and this is after.
Yeah.
Like here's it when it's getting cloudy about to rain, and here's like the first drops of rain. It just completely changes every minute that you're out there.
I'm just wondering because like when I do the drones, I have an overexposure warning.
I think your sensor's so small that it's very cautious.
Yeah.
maybe.
'Cause my sensor being a pretty good, a full size
Yeah.
sensor, or
I don't know. It'd just be
2/3
helpful.
sensor, or whatever it is. It'd be nice, but
oh, you see the layout, or that's the layout?
yeah,
you guys did?
I drew the layout
Oh,
here,
sick.
so we can actually explain it. Let me open this in
Yeah.
a full window. Can I not just do that? Open a window. Open a new
How
window.
long is the course? Somebody asked me that, and I was assuming it's like a quarter mile.
So over the course of the entire day, because I set my trip on like the second run, I drove 8 miles.
Ah, okay.
How many runs I did, I don't know, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably about a half mile.
yeah.
Then,
So
I would
here's
assume.
it's
between a quarter and a half.
probably closer to a quarter, somewhere in a quarter to a third or whatever. But here's the course that we ran on Saturday. So this light blue line is our first course. Come out of the starting gate here, turn through a gate, turn. You kind of just follow this path through it, and then do a slalom at the end. This fucking slalom, by the end of the day, was the slipperiest thing I've ever driven on that wasn't explicitly ice. It felt like ice. It was crazy.
I had the shit box sideways multiple times.
like almost uncontrollably sideways.
Yeah.
Because it's just
Because of rain and shit? Or
it
no?
was really fine powder and it kept
Yeah.
lightly dampening it.
Okay.
So there'd be like a layer of water and a layer of dust. Like you would just turn in and the car would rotate from the back. Like it would literally catch you by surprise. It was wild. Like being on just a light fluffy layer like that, it was super strange. But anyway, this is the course that we ran. The morning is this light path and the afternoon was this darker path here because
Gotcha.
this corner was getting pretty tore up.
Oh,
they,
it was bad.
They widened it out for the later half of the day.
that and then that big left-hand turn.
This one here,
No, down.
this one
to
here,
the right.
to the this one.
Yeah, the
oh
big
yeah, left
horseshoe.
hand. Duh.
That thing was
This-
if you weren't riding the cones, you were just getting bogged down.
They were
immediately.
huge ruts too.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't ruts from anything like from cars cutting
No.
them. The ground just became more and more uneven
Yeah.
as the day went.
Like imagine 5-6 foot of just like this silty powder on the outside, and then on the inside you barely just had enough to kind of scooch around
because
and
it's
get
like
through there.
all the like modified all-wheel drive cars, they just lock the brake, throw it sideways, and throw rooster tails off of them, which then turns all the fine dust that's on top into a powder on the outside
Yeah.
bank. So it's like if you're in the wrong spot, it can literally pull the car off the road like snow. It's very strange. But we started at I don't know 11 or no noon,
Noonish?
about noonish. We did track walk and whatever else, and there was actually a shockingly good turnout for practice. I think we had
There was.
like 15 people or something.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there, which it's nice because in practice, it's just you just finish and then pull back in line and go again as many times as you want. And you might be the only person in line.
Oh, yeah.
Like there was times where the guys would just be standing at the start line waiting for somebody to pull up.
Yeah. I got you.
So like we probably each did, I don't know, we probably did 30 laps that day.
Yeah.
Something like that. No, not 30 because that'd be too many.
I don't know.
A
20.
lot. At a quarter mile,
It was a lot.
At
Like,
a quarter mile a piece to do 8 miles, like it's a lot of driving, you know.
by
16, 20 or whatever.
They
you know.
split it up like they did the last event where, you know, it was group 1, group 2.
Yeah.
By your second time out there, like halfway through, you're like, all right, I'm fucking tired. My body hurts. I'm fucking hot. My brakes are fucking hot. I'm fucking done.
Because it's like, well, plus the course gets rougher because you're doing even more runs than normal, and you're doing more of them, so you're just getting tossed around. It's like it's fun.
Well, and then that first double or that first gate that you have
This
there,
one here?
and then in between to the second.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, right here?
Yeah. There was that yump.
Well, on the first part of the track, that was once they moved it, I think.
I don't know.
During the afternoon portion, there's a huge like ravine, right? Like like 1 foot drop in the middle of it. So if you weren't going fast enough to like almost clear it, your rear would land right in the bottom of it and then bounce you way off the ground.
Brad got in with me.
For the afternoon course.
Because at that point I was fucking schmoovin', and we hit that, and I tucked my helmet down because I knew I was gonna bounce off, and I heard him fucking smack the headliner.
Well,
he's like,
he's pretty
"Holy
tall, too,
shit!"
so-
And I'm like, "Yeah, it's fucking rough out here."
Well, it's more like, oh my god, what's going on? Ah! You're bouncing around inside the car. You can't hear anything. You can't do anything. So Michael. So me and Michael were in the same class. Marcus was in the other section. I mean, it was just they just like split some people up. So they had, you would do one out of the 4 sections. You do one as course working and drive 2. That way, everybody had like you had a free period instead of just always working,
which
or
was
always
super
racing.
nice.
Gotcha.
Because you don't when you're just doing practice, they run the timing board, but they're not recording any of it. So you had to record your own time if you want it. But they're not worried about cones getting hit for point penalties. They're just like, if it gets hit, just flip it back up so that way the next person knows where it's at and stuff.
Yep.
So we only had 3 people working the entire course. So it was like, if you're looking at this map, like I was standing here, Michael was standing here, and there was one over here.
Yeah.
He would stand about right here, and every time he'd stand here, a cone would get hit about right there. So he would constantly have to run back and forth.
Yeah.
Because like there's no like designated spot to be. It's like corner 1 is like somewhere about here. And then corner 2 is somewhere about here, and corner 3 is like over here.
Yeah.
And you don't want to stand here because everyone's coming around these corners. So you want to stand on the inside of it. So if this gets hit, you're going all the way over here. And for a practice, it's great because it doesn't matter. But during an event, they spread more people out. That way everybody's
there's like
working.
2 or 3 people per corner.
Well, that way whoever's not racing is working a corner pretty much. It keeps it a lot quicker going. But so Michael's car, he wasn't. Of course, it's like you show up and you're like, what am I doing here? We're kind of walking him through the stuff. And he goes out to do his first couple of runs, and I talk to him. He's like, this is fucking hard.
Yeah.
And like, this shit's beating me up. Like, this car won't turn, this and that. And, we kind of talked about it a little bit during our breaks and stuff. And then for the afternoon round, I'm like, his car started getting a little warm. I'm like, okay, hop in with me. See what I'm doing compared to what you're doing. So he rides with me, whatever, make a pretty good lap or whatever. Park it, I hop in with him and ride with him. I'm like, oh, your car fucking sucks. I'm like, because he...
Like, could you elaborate on that at all? Or?
So we'll go back a little bit. So after the last event, I had a lot of stuff about my car setup that I didn't like. So I decided to change a bunch of stuff that I could. So I changed all the shocks on all 4 corners, the wheel bearings, because that had to be done to change the wheel studs and hubs.
Yeah, you were already in there. Might as well just fucking do it now.
Well, once you press the hub out, you ruin the bearing usually. So I did longer lug studs that way I could put a 10 millimeter spacer on each corner of the car to give it a little bit wider footing. With that, I did a front end alignment by maxing the negative camber so the tires would the top of the tire leans in. So as the car leans on it, the tire actually straightens up better. Where if it's straight and the car leans, it actually leans off the tire a little bit. So I gave it all the negative camber it could get, which really wasn't a ton, but I was happy with it. And then I changed the front toe alignment. So normally on a street car, you set 1/8 of an inch toe in, which means the fronts of the tires point towards each other 1/8 of an inch more than the center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Center or the back?
Center.
I don't actually remember. Either way, you set it to 1/8 of an inch toe in, so they're kind of pointed in.
Mm-hmm.
That'll help the steering wheel self-center if you let go of it, and help it kind of keep everything tight.
Mm-hmm.
With a race car, especially a front-wheel drive one, I actually switched that to 1/8 inch toe out, kind of, because I didn't feel like measuring by myself.
Yeah, eyeball.
So I just took
3 turns on this side, 3 turns on that side. Hope for the best.
I just took the tie rod, broke it loose using a crow's foot for the first time ever in the history of my life. It worked amazing. I have never once needed to use one.
I don't think I've ever used one.
They're a strange thing. I don't care, AI overview. Don't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
These things. So this is called a crow's foot. You put a ratchet in here, and it acts like an open-end wrench, but now you have a long-ass handle for it. Because to get the inner tie rod and outer tie rod loose, you had to put a wrench on it, because it's a nut that goes around a threaded section. But I couldn't get any wrench on there with enough leverage to turn the thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't hit it hard enough, so I'm like, I put a crow's foot on a 2-foot ratchet, slid it through the suspension, and could just barely break it loose. So I'm like, wow, these actually do have a purpose, and it doesn't suck. That's crazy. So I actually used one of those for the first time ever. It worked great. So I broke the tie rod loose and just put the wrench from the top of it and rotated 180 degrees to the bottom of it, which doesn't sound like it does a whole lot. But I could see the brake rotor move a little bit. And I'm like, if I can see that move, that means by the time it gets to the outside of the tire, it moved a lot.
Yeah.
So put that all together, actually like torqued everything nice and, or all the wheels anyway, not suspension. Nobody torques suspension. It's a myth.
Yeah. Just like lead weighting for tires.
Balancing your tires is not a myth. I don't care how many times Michael says it. It literally makes a huge difference.
It's to sell big lead.
To sell lead. No, it's not. But anyway, so I'd done all these changes and stuff. I did spark plugs, oil change. I was going to do an air filter for race day, but we never made it there. But every change I did, as soon as I got on course, I could immediately feel the difference, and I was thrilled.
Nice.
Like, before the car, I could feel the front end kind of skittering across bumps. Just like, I could feel it not quite grabbing the whole way around.
Because you're using less of the tire when you're loaded up on your suspension in the turn.
Yeah.
Whereas now that you cambered it, and you're actually using more of the tire.
And the shocks are way nicer, and everything's,
you know,
in a proper alignment, a little bit wider, and this, like, every little change I did, I could immediately feel as soon as I'm on course, because last event, I would turn the wheel and stand on it, it would just do nothing. It wouldn't go anywhere. In this, especially on this like tight inner corner here, I would turn the wheel full lock and stand on it, and it would pull the car. Like I could literally feel it. It was gaining speed into the corner and out of it.
Nice.
Because it had, you know, a little bit wider stance, a little bit better alignment, everything. So with the alignment toe out, once it transfers all the weight to the outside tire, let's say it's leaning to the right, the left side tire being towed out means it's actually pointing into the corner further, helping to pull the car in. Where if it's towed in, when the wheels turned into the corner, the inside tire is actually pointing less into the corner than the outside tire.
Yeah.
So I'm basically using the inside tire almost like a rudder that has power. So it's dragging the inside of the car into the corner instead of kind of pushing it straight. And everything I did, I'm like, this is a huge difference. This thing feels way different.
Nice.
So by the second session, I kind of got everything figured out. It was running really good. Enough where I could just come into the corner, like turn a little, tap the brake, the back of the car, and hop around nice and easily. Like I had it down pretty smooth.
Yeah, you were smoothing.
And so I'm like, okay, Michael, hop in with me, feel everything out in here. Then I go to hop in his car, and I ride along with him, and I'm like, he would turn the wheel, and the car would just push through it. It just didn't want to because I'm like, okay, maybe he's exaggerating, you know, cars pushing.
Was
this
it
and that.
steering or tires fighting him?
Tires.
Okay.
Because he's got some cheap, like, Vision all season, like, no name, bad tread, because that's what came on the car.
Yeah.
He's like, I think it's these, like, we got to the end. I'm like, this thing's, like, won't turn.
Well, and
like,
the thing is, too, so, like, when he would pull back into the pit and, you know, we were all sitting there bullshitting, you could look at his tires and none of his tread was showing because all the dirt got compacted into it.
Because they're very fine, like tread siping. Well, just packed full of dust, and it would just skid across the top of it. So we had kind of worked on it throughout the day, but basically he had to brake load the car into the corners. So he's 2-foot braking.
Yeah.
Like holding the brake to get the car to pinch and roll in. So like he'd finish the session and you could smell his brakes just getting hotter and hotter.
Yeah.
So he'd have to do them and then stop and let it cool off because it was
Yeah.
just building heat everywhere.
Gotcha.
So finally we kind of got that figured out, whatever. But I was very impressed with mine. How was your car doing during the day?
Hot.
It was always hot.
wasn't-
Hold on, before we get off of Michael's, was his running hot too, or do you have any problems?
It was
little
getting
bit.
well.
Besides his brakes.
So he has a digital temp gauge.
That he does not really have dialed in quite yet.
Well, yeah. I mean, it tells you a number, but it's
Yeah.
like, what does that number really mean?
Yeah.
But it's like,
What's hot?
He'd ran it hard all week to like see what temp it normally runs. He's like, it never gets over 195. I'll be fine because it has an alarm for when you over temp.
Yeah.
He's got it set at like 210. I'm like, you're gonna hit that immediately. I ran it all week. It's been fine. I'm like, yeah, but you're just going to keep building heat.
Yeah.
His like third run, it just starts freaking out at him and beeping in the car. He's like trying to turn it off as it's fucking hitting the wipers on while he's doing that. And just, it's sitting there beeping at him. He bumped up to like 220 or 225, I think. And he's like, it hit that like once or twice. Like when it would hit that, he would stop and let it cool off. But other than that, his wasn't getting too terribly hot, except there was a funky smell towards the end of the day. It smelled a lot like gear oil.
Oh, yeah.
Love that.
Because he gets out, he's like, do you smell gear oil? And I like leaned in. I'm like, yep, I definitely smell gear oil. So I'm like,
that sequential or what all-wheel drive?
symmetrical
symmetrical
all-wheel drive, the fancy stuff.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
doesn't really work well.
If he had tires, it might work better. So
Potato,
I'm like,
potato.
I'm
We'll
like,
see.
I don't know what that is. I'm like, it shouldn't be your trans fluid because that won't smell like gear oil. I'm like, check it anyway. Of course, he burns himself trying to get to it because everything's so fucking hot.
Yep.
And he's like, no, it's fine. Like the trans isn't really even that hot. I mean, it's hot, but
Yeah, while changing my tires, I saw my rear diff is just black
Just
because it was
coated
it
in
was
grease.
apparently wet with oil, and then just driving down the road, it's just accumulated dust,
Getting
and shit, so
soot
it's just
and dust and
covered in shit.
stuff.
I'm like, probably should add a little bit to that. I think
should probably
but-
do something to that one of these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got another month before the next event, so I'm good.
That's true. And Marcus isn't going to be at the next one, and Michael's not going to be at the next one.
Let's fucking go.
Because Marcus is, you got Christmas.
We get Christmas in July.
Christmas. And
When
Mike-
is the next one?
July 21st.
Okay.
I got
And
a
then
shot
Mike-
for that still.
Michael's got a concert
Same.
with George Strait and Chris Stapleton.
Oh yeah.
So
He
he's-
ain't gonna miss that.
He's like, I'm not going to try to get there by 9 in the morning.
Are you coming, Nick, or no?
No, I gotta go to that
No.
Christmas thing too.
Yeah, he's in the
Come
same,
with
he's in the
me.
same boat.
Sick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Brad's gonna be a cameraman again, I guess.
If he shows up,
I
yeah.
don't think I'm making it to August because that's like right before the wedding too.
It's August 18th.
You got
You got like
time.
1 week. I'm sure.
yeah.
Well, it's like when I was talking to Mom yesterday about it or whatever, and she's like, she had offered to like get Michael's car to the course for him.
Oh yeah.
Michael's like, I don't think Grace would like that very much. Like, you imagine you go on vacation to Chicago for the weekend.
Yeah,
staying
just
in
to
a nice
rush
hotel,
back and fucking
and then
hang out.
You're
in
like,
the
oh,
dirt
I'm
all
gonna
day.
go race cars.
Yeah,
And she's
August-
like, hey, fuck you.
August 18th.
Yeah, August 18th. That sounds right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So Michael's out, Marcus is out. It's like they might fucking like. It sounds like somebody might run Michael's car next event.
Sick.
Let fucking Brad run it.
Like Brad might want to. Dad might even want to.
Let's go. They can do 2 drivers too, can't they?
I mean, you're not gonna run that.
Hell
You're not
yeah.
gonna run
His
that car
car,
twice as
yeah.
hard. No.
Okay, yeah.
It'll get
Fucking
way too
get
hot.
after
Let's
it,
fucking
Greg.
go.
Like apparently,
We gotta. I'm gonna give you the GoPro bag.
Apparently, Dad's even kind of excited. He's like,
Hell
I
yeah.
might fucking drive. Like,
Good.
yeah.
Have your mom get in it.
She doesn't want to
Oh
ride
yeah.
along.
She'll hang out on the golf cart.
She ran the course twice in the golf cart.
In the golf
Oh,
cart.
hell
There was
yeah.
a difference.
And then Michael tried to, like, all right,
Tried
Mom,
to set
hop
pace.
on.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, absolutely fucking not.
And she was right for that.
Yeah,
We
that's
were
fair.
leaning
I
in-
wouldn't.
we were-
I wouldn't trust Michael.
Nah, we were like the bobsled team in the fucking Olympics.
Oh, yeah,
we were
just leaning.
leaning.
God.
It was great.
You're like Cool Runnings. You're
Yeah.
the Jamaican bobsled team. Like, we've never seen snow, but we're gonna try it. Yeah, no. So it's like
so how was your car, Marcus?
It was all right. It wasn't
Hot.
bad.
hot.
It wasn't as. It didn't get as hot as I thought it would.
Point of order: it blew the radiator cap.
Oh, like blew
Yeah,
it off.
Does that? No, not the radiator
It's a
cap.
Subaru.
It just purged.
The reservoir cap.
It just purged.
Oh, that's not
Oh,
good.
it just
Still,
purged all over the engine and
Yeah.
stuff.
No,
It was just into
It's
the red and blowing coolant out. Other than that, it's
it went.
normal.
Mom,
No.
I threw up.
I flew up.
To be
It
fair,
was
you, like,
fine throughout the entire day except for our last session.
Because-
the last session I was getting pissed. But I can't fucking stop driving like a goddamn
we were talking
Sally.
we were talking quite a bit of shit. To be fair,
And I was like, I ran 4 back to back.
You
to
ran
back
a lot
to
of
back.
a lot of them in a row.
Just to try to.
I was
faster
like,
time.
these are literally like I have like 10 minutes left.
Yeah, it's go for broke. Yeah,
It's I might as well push it to its fucking limit. Push it to the limit. And it's gonna sit all night after this.
Yeah,
I'm
it
literally
sit there
gonna
and creak and pop after this. On
So
its own.
I ran the last 4 and
All
I
pretty much back to back.
pulled into the paddock, and you were like, "Is it hot?" As it was like a little steam was coming out from under the hood.
Well, it's right. You're at the end of the slalom, so
Yeah.
on the picture,
oh yeah,
he was about right here, and I can hear the car just. I'm like, oh, it just blew up. Like
I also heard the belt squealing.
because they're covered in coolant. Now.
So I
yeah.
knew that the belts were wet. So I was like, all right, this is my legitimate last
we're
fucking
done.
Yeah,
one.
it was immediate. I heard it. I'm like, oh, he just blew coolant everywhere. I'm like, all right, good. Like we were all pretty
fine.
well wiped by then. But
Yeah.
I would. So the timer board was up, so there's no results.
Yeah.
So I would just kind of like write down mine and then look at other people's and try to just keep a scale of what's going on.
Yeah.
Do you have that list you had, Marcus?
Give me a second.
'Cause
I
he
think
was-
I think I deleted it.
What the fuck you mean you think
It's
you
in
deleted
my
it?
trash.
Why is it in your? It was 3 days ago or 4 days ago,
Yeah, I
5 days
still got
ago.
it.
Say- I don't know what day it is.
Fuck you! It's in my trash. Eat a dick.
Christmas. Why'd you delete it?
Because I could.
Unfucking believable.
All right, so
So
the
he was
first-
watching our runs, or is this yours? Where are you starting?
This is I have Michael, Brian, the 333 card, the Fiesta, the number 15, and then myself.
Okay. So just give us some general numbers from each one of us.
Okay,
I guess
so-
you can do like the first, middle, and like first, last, fastest. Just give some.
We'll just start with Michael and Brian.
Okay, let me pop to. Who do you want to start with? Pick one.
We'll do Michael.
Okay, let me pop to Michael's cars, and we'll just go. I'll scroll some pictures while you talk about times.
Okay.
I'll just kind of
So
start.
now, mind you, there
here.
was track changes, and I only got your guys' first session. Run.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah, we had to self-record after that.
So 49.262, 48.991, 48.161, 48.214, and then a track change.
So a lot of 48s in the first session. Is what you're saying.
And then Michael ran a 49.
And then a 49.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was after the track change. So it was they don't ever shorten the track. They just make it longer.
They just get it out of the ruts.
Yes.
They keep expanding a little bit. I would like to point out these pictures right here. Here's his car at ride height.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's it up on the brakes. You can see the whole car load up, just fucking take off.
Love that.
From almost flat to digging its way out.
Damn.
But yeah, carry on with some numbers and stuff, and I'll just keep
Oh, did
scrolling.
anybody comment on the jerseys?
I think Dan kind of did.
Dan noticed them, or
Yeah.
we were talking to Dan. He's like, which fucking one of you is who? Because Michael and I are both there.
Oh, yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
he's like, which one of you is who? And he's like, turn around like it's on the back. He's like, thank God. He's like, that helps so much.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Dan was like, "Oh, so you're running with the other Subaru and the Fit, yeah?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I'm
Yes.
running the shitbox maroon
The junk
Mm-hmm.
Subaru.
Subaru. He's like, "Oh, okay, okay." Then we started bitching
we're
about Subarus for a little bit.
Yeah, because we're still all like new here. Everyone else has been around for a while, so
Yeah.
it's like trying to figure out who everybody is and what we're all doing here. I'm like, well, the jersey matches the car.
Is that Impreza also in stock all-wheel drive? Or,
I don't believe so.
Okay.
No,
this is
that
practice.
dude was
This is
fucking.
Yeah.
I forgot. This is
kicking.
practice. This is still open.
Yeah, this is 724. I think this is Adam Deschar. A Deshane.
Yep. Gotcha.
Yeah, this thing's fucking
Dude
sweet.
That's cool.
Getting it.
I have a bunch. So we have a bunch of pictures of everybody's car. While we're talking about it, we'll just click on his real quick.
Okay.
So that is 724.
It's so clean. I'm so jealous of
It's
it.
so pretty. All these, honestly, most of the cars here are so pretty. Like all-wheel burnout taken off. I think it's in modified because it's going.
yeah.
It's going
Nice.
real quick in a lot of these, and like
Gotcha.
four-wheel roosters and stuff.
Gotcha.
Like
Yeah,
that
that's a
picture,
nice point.
that
That's a
right
nice
there.
picture.
Like there's 333 behind him. Like you could see it actually rotating this corner.
Yeah.
But you could see in the
Rotating.
back all the fines.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every corner was getting this like dusting. So as soon as you get outside, it was just terrifying.
Gotcha.
Shit.
Yeah, that car's sweet. Pretty much, honestly, all the cars here are sweet. But
Gotcha.
okay. So Michael's times are mostly about 48s.
Yeah,
more or less.
48s.
What's his fastest for the morning session anyway?
48.161.
Okay.
All right, so let's go with Marcus's because he's in the same class.
Yeah, you would be competitive-esque to him.
So my fastest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just your times for the day,
Because
or at least for the
Well,
morning.
this
for the morning,
is-
I don't-
before track change.
I
I don't
remember.
have mine before track change.
Yeah, I don't
They
remember.
changed the track in session 1.
They changed it
Oh.
a couple of times
Yeah,
technically.
they changed it like 3 fucking times.
Yeah.
My fastest,
but it's
for
practice,
the,
so it doesn't matter. But
my fastest for the entire day was a 48.550.
yeah, they made it a little bit longer, so I'd knock a second off that. So,
So
you're probably
this-
mid
yeah.
47 as well, kind of about
Yeah.
where Michael was.
So this was like that was my second session, like third from the last of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sort of
like shit
halfway
was
through.
hot, the track was shit. Like it was this is the fucking bump. My ass came up multiple
Yeah.
times in
No,
this
I'll-
one.
I see you. Yeah,
At
I
some
see it.
point here, you should be able to see it. There's like a lot of times you could see the car nearly leave the ground.
Oh, yep, like right
there's
there.
one. This is this middle horseshoe we were talking
Yep,
about, how
yep,
it gets
yep.
rutted out. This is the front turn.
Because Brad's taking pictures from where the pit lanes are.
Yes, from the paddock.
Yep.
I'm trying to see if it goes over to where he loves that continuous shoot mode. You can just stand on the thing. Okay, doesn't show any of that bump specifically. I'll see if I can find one.
Meh,
What's going
it's
on
whatever.
there.
But then, do you want to go to yours?
Yeah, start talking about mine real quick. I'll look for one of a
So-
car hitting that bump because I know there's a couple that hit the fuck out of it.
Brian's, I didn't get any of yours before the track change.
That's fine. I got mine after the track.
Yeah.
No, you did because I was with Michael's class for the before.
Yes,
the track
but I
change.
I didn't write them down.
Second row all the way to the right, maybe.
No, it'd be the
It,
other.
it just looked like the tire was.
The
looking
car would be
right.
going away from you. I know this car. This is a like a Celica or something.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that thing was so upset.
This thing is a modified front. I think it's got like legit rally suspension because it would hit
Oh,
the
yeah.
bump. The tire would droop like a foot. It was so cool to like. It would float the bump and the tires would follow it.
Yeah. Sick.
Towards the end of towards the second session or the afternoon session, it sounds like because Brad was talking to these guys, so I'm hearing it from them, from who, but it sounded like he melted the isolator on his spark plug and it started
yeah.
arcing to the inside
Yeah,
walls
yeah.
of the cylinder head, which then was filling full of oil, and then like the car's blowing smoke and running on 3 cylinders and getting worse and worse as
When
it goes.
he
And
started it up for the last session,
it was
it literally pop, 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 and you could see the smoke rings blowing out of his exhaust.
It
was
looked like
fucking
it
hilarious.
looked like some guy doing vape tricks. It was wild, but you could see like literally smoke rings. That is the best way to put it. It was literally puffing smoke, but that car,
I know you're gonna blow one.
that car's pretty cool.
Puff the Magic Dragon.
Yeah, but yeah, there was that nasty bump on the one side.
Yeah, it
but-
was it was fucking rough.
yeah.
But then, so Brian's on the first session was 46.457, 46.911, 45.747, 46.714.
so hold on. Why are you front wheel drive and faster?
Because my car would fucking turn.
Yeah.
Ah.
Now with all these alignments and updates and stuff, I
Sick.
turn the wheel and it actually moves.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
you're 3 seconds faster than the all-wheel drive cars. That's pretty decent, I think.
Yeah.
Well, but
oh, that's sick.
Brian's also
That's a good picture.
less
Like,
weight.
way less. I'm probably
Yeah.
1,000 pounds less than you guys.
Yeah.
At 2,700
Well,
plus
you were
driver,
but you were slower than him, weren't you? Like last event,
last time he
or it was negligible. It was within
yes.
a second or two.
Last time my fastest just barely beat out Marcus, but our overall time he beat me because he was
Yes.
more consistent.
yeah, yeah,
But look at this thing.
hell yeah.
Look at it go.
It actually was having so much fun this day. It was ripping.
Hell yeah.
Sick.
Good
Common
times.
Fit W though.
People love the Honda Fit. I am people. It is me.
Nine people. Hey, somebody else drove a Honda Fit to this event.
Somebody rolled up with like a 2012 Honda Fit. I'm like,
Yeah.
do it.
Race
Do it.
it.
They weren't racing, but it's
Damn.
like, but like for auto shutter and stuff, it actually turned out. Most of these pictures turned out pretty
for
nice.
auto, that's really not too bad.
You can see my back window decals that I custom fit into these rear
Perfect.
windows. These actually turned out
Custom
super
fit.
sick.
Love that.
Custom fit on the custom fit. I love it. But anyway,
You got a Focus chasing you, running your ass down.
there's a-
oh no, that's the end, isn't
there's
it?
a green Fiesta.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it's
Fiesta.
the end. Because they would wait till you're about half track and then they would send the next car. Yeah, that's the
Gotcha.
green Fiesta.
Yeah,
This
the
thing
Fiesta
Oh,
was
this thing would also,
averagely running 45.
which is I don't know if you noticed, but that's the same number he said for me was 45.
Oh yeah.
Where last time I was getting 10-second gaps. Why
Sick.
there's me in the background fucking.
Oh.
But like, I love Fiesta STs. They're so cool.
But
Oh, yeah.
They're so
that
quiet,
picture right
too.
there shows you of
How
like this guy finished. You were back in line. He was back in line. Like
Yeah.
that was the rotation.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like it was immediately quick, like back to back to back runs more or less. So yeah, you got a lot of run time.
Yeah, because the other picture you just showed us was you in the staging or starting spot.
These might not be necessarily back-to-back pictures. The order changes around.
Those
some,
first
but-
couple I was assuming was.
Yeah, there's some that are back-to-back. Of course, Brad still figured out the camera and doing everything else. But So, yeah. A lot of mines are like in the 45s. I think that's probably where your timing stopped, I think. And I had to take over for myself. So my fastest run of the day that I recorded was a 44.7, I think.
Damn.
Nice.
For reference, this guy, Mr. Tony Gearhart, with his super sick, actually like modified car.
Yeah. Thing's fucking dope as hell.
I was we were running in the same class as him, so I'd see him finish and see his times every once in a while. I was seeing him run like 43s. I ran a 44.
Ooh.
Like this thing that's like all-wheel drive sliding. Now, of course, it's practice, so it's like he could be playing around, but like I was within a second of that car on at least one of my runs.
That's pretty good.
I am unbelievably happy with that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
And that thing's just pretty, and the Forester's pretty. There's so much.
Sick.
Going rallying is so cool because all the cars are cool.
Yeah.
And most of them make cool rally car sounds.
Hell yeah.
You know, they're popping
Except
and
for
banging
mine.
around corners.
Yeah, holy front end dive there.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's as soon as you load the brakes, the whole car settles up onto it and it can roll around. And the track, you're just bouncing across it anyway. But that tire is not on the ground.
The front one doesn't look like it is either.
It's starting to extend, yeah. But yeah, that's all day is just awesome cars making cool sounds. Like, it's so much fun.
Sick.
You can tell which cars are Brad's favorite. 'Cause there's, like,
There's way more of them.
So many of these.
Love that.
His other ones were there was a blue Subaru there.
Oh yeah.
This thing was
Clean and simple.
He was driving it nicely.
Yeah.
He wasn't like all-wheel
this is
drift.
probably his daily still, or like
He drove it there and then drove it home.
Yeah.
So it's like he was still getting after it, but nothing like impossibly hard. And then where's 82? This guy, Michael Herrera, he is hucking this thing. Like
Gold wheel gang, let's go.
Brake boosting around the corners, and like because it's a WRX, so it has an actual turbo.
Yeah.
So you can like brake load and actually spool this thing.
Hell yeah.
Like
Dude was getting it.
he has the same tires I do. He's got those same ice edges.
Oh, yeah.
And it fucking books. For it
Hell
being
yeah.
a stock all-wheel drive car, it's quick. It's
Sick.
it's real quick. But yeah, like my best times were nearly within a second.
So he was stock all drive. What was his time? Do you guys
I
know?
don't think we
What
have
was his number?
82. I think he was in your class, so we didn't get specific times for that. But
Gotcha. I was just curious.
It was
I don't
kinda-
know how much numbers you guys have.
yeah,
So.
I mean,
it was kind of hard to pay attention to everything
I
while
just would've
keeping
taken-
track
I
of
just would have
time.
kept taking pictures of the board, honestly.
Yeah, but then how are you going to know what car ran?
there's just
Oh,
so
there's
much.
no. Okay, I
It
thought
ju-
the board
it-
would have had the
it-
car number
Nope.
as well.
It just
Nope,
it's just a
a time clock.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
it.
Okay.
When they do live timing for an event, it's super easy because they time it all.
Yeah, it's
but
all on like a giant
Okay.
fucking spreadsheet.
for practice. Just like there's some
I
stuff
kind of
going
wish
on.
that they would have recorded it.
But it probably costs a certain amount.
I'm sure it
and it's
does.
practice.
Yeah.
So they'd be just like dumping numbers into this for no real
Yeah,
reason.
I don't know.
It's more to figure out what you like and don't like about the car.
Yeah, it's more of a setup thing.
Yeah. Which, how would you like the no sway bar in the front? Other than on the highway that you hated it.
I didn't hate it. It was just like
It kind of float around a little bit.
We're ice skating over here. It wasn't bad. I don't really know if I
Did you put it?
the
Did you put it
difference.
back on yet?
Nope.
Nah. Yes, I don't know if you noticed much difference off the track with or on track with it.
I don't really think I did.
Okay, well that means it didn't hurt you either.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I just feel like this time I was really sloppy.
the course was very different too.
It was.
So it was quite a bit,
and the track conditions were different.
and they changed every run.
And they
'Cause
changed.
It would rain half the time and then not
Yeah,
rain the other half of the
so,
time.
Like by the end of the day, I was getting very fucking frustrated, especially right before that turn before the right
pop
turn,
up
but
the-
fake.
The fake what?
The
Which
right
turn?
Turn.
Right turn.
Horseshoe. Go to the horseshoe.
This horseshoe?
Yes. Go to
Okay.
the start of it.
This one.
Yes.
Turning into the horseshoe.
Yes.
That corner.
I can't tell you how many times my ass would slide all the way out, and I would have to overcorrect.
and you'd end
back.
up staring at this cone exactly.
Yes.
That-
And it's like, fuck, just fuck, plant your ass and go around the fucking cone.
Either just rotate or don't. I don't
Yes.
care, but quit doing both.
Yeah.
Just quit doing it bad.
So like, and I would lose all of my fucking momentum there. A lot of my last runs, I was downshifting back into first again to get the RPMs back up to try to get some speed into that curve. horseshoe.
Yeah. See, I didn't. I would take off at
In
the first
first?
corner. I would shift into second into the first corner and leave it the
Yeah,
entire run.
That is what I basically did.
Because what I figured out is the time I spend to downshift, rev it, get it in
Yeah,
gear,
it's not worth
I'm
it.
actually losing time compared to just staying wide open in second. Even if it bogs a little bit, I'm saving time by not having to stop, move it back, forth, and think about it.
Your fiddle fucking with
So I
it.
actually, with having a mildly short second gear, actually helps me a ton. Because I can only do like 50 in second.
That's plenty.
If I could do like 70, I wouldn't be able to stay in second. Or
Gotcha.
60. With a manual, you probably can't anyway. But it made a huge difference having that short gear and just figuring out like, okay.
You're
what
never
actually,
in third?
No, not even close.
I figured.
Never close.
How have you hit the top of second?
No.
Okay.
No, I would get pretty close.
get close.
This course you wouldn't get close on.
Yeah, the last one there was a lot longer
The
stretches. I
other
feel
course, it came down here
Yeah.
around,
Yeah.
and there's a straight
that long,
here.
yeah, that long straight was. What
I would
thinking
get
of,
pretty
yeah.
high in second there. If I had the cornering speed that I do now, I probably would be at the top of second.
Gotcha.
Because I would come out of a corner at like 10 miles an hour before because the car just wouldn't turn.
Gotcha,
Now it's like
gotcha.
a middle of second, it's gaining speed. So I could probably get pretty close to the top of second.
Gotcha. What
Nowadays.
do they looking at this Google Maps picture here? Do
Yeah.
they like blade this off at the end of the year and smooth it all out?
No, I put this in Photoshop to draw this and blocked out all the old tracks.
Okay.
It's torn to shit. Like
Okay.
the whole
Well,
thing
yeah, 'cause
looks like
we,
this.
We have seen. I'll
Can
say
you
yeah. We
pull it
have
up?
seen that before,
Yeah.
and I'm like, because I could only see some of the tan.
yeah,
there.
yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I was like, I know we've pulled up on Google Maps before. I thought it looked like maybe like at the end of the year they just smooth it all out, let the winter happen, bring it back.
Not really.
Okay.
It does like self-correct mildly nicely. Like
Because it's not like you don't doze the track like an MX track
No.
or something. It's just still flat-ish.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
here's
yeah.
how
Okay.
it looks on Google Maps in reality. It's the same
Gotcha.
picture. I just took and cleaned up all this extra so I could draw tracks over it a lot easier.
Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. I was wondering that. I was like, well, like, damn, that looks like it grew really good.
It doesn't normally
But
look
yeah.
this bad. They must
Yeah.
have done like 2 or 3 events in a row,
or it was dry,
or something, or didn't
and there wasn't,
regrow.
yeah, wasn't a lot of
Because
rain.
there'll normally be like one course that's cut in,
Yeah.
and then you're not on that course.
Yeah.
Other than that, it usually isn't that. Like if you did an event and then
Or maybe you can only
practice
see
event,
it
Yeah.
this bad because you're doing overhead.
maybe.
Okay.
But for the most part, you can't see this. It's not this
Yeah.
confusing.
You can like right now I can see the one darker
see,
track,
like,
which was the
here.
most. Yeah, that was the most recent one.
Yes.
I imagine.
The rest of them would have faded into grass. With a month in between them, they fade pretty quickly.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I don't know if they did a couple, like, if they did a practice and then moved the course and then a practice and
Or-
then moved it, or, you know.
Yeah, a school, then a practice, then an event.
Yeah, if they were
or-
changing
yeah.
course layouts back and forth, whatever. But no, I took the picture and, like, cleaned it up so I could draw
Yeah,
on
that
it a lot
makes more
easier.
sense.
Just
Okay.
for the point of illustrating. And I drew the barriers in white so you could see them.
Gotcha,
This
gotcha.
little pink blob here is where we parked.
I figured.
We'll get to that later.
That's our
but-
spot.
So,
Gotcha.
yeah, for the most part, I was really impressed with mine. We learned a lot about Michael's and what not to do. Like, you know, load up the brakes. So now he's ordered a bunch of parts for his. He pretty much blew the shocks out of it because they were almost already junk anyway. So he's replacing all 4 shocks. His front driver CV axle went bad because you could hear it clunking in the outside joint, not the inside
So
joint.
don't let me help him replace it.
It's already out.
Okay, cool.
Actually, the new one's already in.
Nice.
Rock Auto, everything showed up this week. Fucking awesome. Lower ball joint was clunking, so went to replace that. That didn't go well.
Uh-oh.
So we started on that yesterday. Let me just jump to that real quick while I'm talking about it. So here,
Oh, my fuck.
well, we cut the rubber off of it, but
Yeah.
so here's where it sits in the knuckle.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You tried to widen it and it didn't work.
So you have to widen it to then press it out because
Yeah.
it just clamps
Yep.
together.
Yep.
The top doesn't. You can't access it from the top. It's enclosed.
Yep.
So you have to widen enough to break it loose.
Yep.
Fuck.
Speaking of breaking it loose,
Oh.
chip the edge of the knuckle or the ear right off of it, trying to press this out because it wouldn't come. There's no,
Yeah.
Would you come?
it would not come. Do not.
Oh, you
come.
coming?
Jesus Christ.
Love
The
that.
Blue Chew
But
moment?
that was literally yesterday at afternoon. It's like, well, let's just try to get this knocked out real quick.
Luckily mine
Breaks
are
it.
new.
Yeah, I would recommend having them new. But
Yeah. Well, I broke it when I was replacing the hubs.
Yep.
When I did the steering rack and everything, fucking 3 months ago, whatever it was, 4
Yeah,
months ago.
at least, yeah.
So, and I remember the one ball joint took a shit on me, or like it fell apart when
Mm-hmm.
I was doing it. So I'm like, well, or no, the threads on it were all fucked up. So I'm like, well,
Sure.
screw it, I got to replace it anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so it's
I
like,
got
well,
2 new ball joints. Which
that
is nice.
broke, so we ordered knuckles for both sides too, just to.
Yep.
It's like there's no point. Like, you're never going to be this far into it again.
Nope.
Replace the ball joints,
Just
replace
be
the wheel
done.
bearings. Let's just do it all.
Yeah.
So that stuff will be here later this weekend.
Just a good old buying cry.
Kind of, yeah. So he got race pads and .5 or .4 plus or whatever.
yeah.
You know, upgraded because .3 is your standard. .4 is like your high performance. So we got some
higher temp.
some like Motul
Better
600 high performance.
Jesus.
Because he's getting them hot. Because he's dragging them around the course.
He's literally standing on the fucking brakes.
pretty much like
Did he
is.
take his spare tire out?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, because he left it upside down,
Yes,
so it
'cause
filled with water.
Yeah, it turned into a bird bath.
Gotcha. I was
Yeah.
just curious.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, when I took all my shit out, I was like, ooh, spare tire. Should
It's a
probably
lot-
get rid of that.
it's a lot of
10
extra
pounds.
Mine's also a full size spare. So I'm
Jesus.
like, yeah, get that fucker
It's
out
a
of
whole
there.
bunch of weight.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So
Yeah, he learned a bunch about his. We got a bunch of parts for it. He got his. He can get the KYB assembled struts, so he doesn't spring
Ooh,
compress
nice.
them and take them apart.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a picture of his strut. I don't know. So his coil spring strut. You know, it's a McPherson strut one piece unit. The top plate, the little triangle that it goes through the frame and bolts onto, it has a bearing inside of it. Now I know what you're saying. You're like that. You're like, why would
That's fucked up.
why would a shock have a bearing in it, right? Let me just pop it up so you could see what I'm talking about. It should only take a second because Rock Auto is very quick, and because their website isn't a bunch of bloatware nonsense.
Outdated. Hell.
Subaru 06 Outback
It's our gears, baby.
2.5 suspension assembly strut picture
of the very top of it you need or what?
Yeah, this is fine. So you see, this is what the strut looks like, more or less. It's very plain Jane simple, except right here, there's a bearing. This whole top plate, you can spin it like a top. With the strut tight. Well, because it rotates on that center stud
Yeah.
when the car turns.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it's got like a legitimate ball bearing in there. You can just take the top and zzz and spin it.
Great.
We're like,
I'll say, would that not just make more play in it from like
eventually,
as it's
yeah.
brand new? Like,
Probably. But I mean, it only turns 45 degrees or
Oh
90
yeah,
degrees
not
or whatever.
a lot, but yeah, I'm like,
But for
that's
like,
just-
he
that's
got
just
it.
Like,
It takes him out of the box and he's like, oh, fuck, these are loose, about to like fall apart. Because normally the top cap is bolted tight.
yeah.
It saves the center rod of the shock from rotating inside the body.
Yes, that's what I figured.
So
yeah.
it'll wear the body of the shock out less, so they should last longer. Mm-hmm. It's still just really fucking weird, though, because he sent me a video. I'm like, why does it do that? He's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's very strange, but he got all pre-assembled KYBs instead of having to rebuild his like mine, so that's really nice.
Yep.
He's got, race pads, race fluid for his daily driver. Mm-hmm. Let me go to break and just see if it says.
Meanwhile, I'm ready to like kill mine at my. Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't go to practice. I
Yeah.
kind of mentioned that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you had said
Yeah, I'm
it.
like, fuck it. Like, it's supposed to be hot. I don't want to go up there. I don't want to spend the night there. I want to just sleep in my own bed. Go up on Sunday.
And it was good you did that because it was canceled the minute you went to pull out of your driveway.
Yeah, literally, I pulled my trailer out of my driveway. Didn't even make it to the first left hand to exit my neighborhood. Literally, like, Brian texted me when I'm 30 feet out of my driveway. I'm like, you're fucking joking, right?
Nope.
Like, not realizing that an hour north of us got probably an extra inch and a
hammered.
half of
Yeah.
rain.
At least. It
'Cause,
rained
like-
for probably 6 hours there.
Yeah.
Where
when
down
I-
here it rained for like half an hour, maybe.
I mean, it's probably an hour, but
an
like,
hour, yeah.
I'll say
Medium.
when I took my the Subaru off the trailer, I did it in my yard because my trailer's so long, it's kind of overhanging the driveway. So the hitch took a big chunk of dirt out. It was only like the top quarter half inch of dirt was wet. The entire rest of it was dry. I'm like, what the fuck did they cancel this for? It's fucking fine.
Well, you
And
got to
that's-
remember when we basically turned the entire track to fucking ice dust,
to powder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then it rained.
Oh yeah, that's
rained.
what I figured. Yeah.
Like in the camp,
Well, it also wasn't the rally. It wasn't the event who said no. It was
the
the
park
closed.
Yeah, the park
which
closed.
we could not have ran anyway.
Yeah,
it
no.
was
Well, yeah.
like because we had to go over there.
Oh yeah, I
our
figured if
stuff
you guys
was
had a
there.
shit ton more rain, but I'll say
Yeah.
down at home, I'm like, damn,
Oh.
this fucking sucks, man.
Well, we woke up and got
Yeah.
out of the camper, and I'm like, it doesn't seem that bad out here until we went up to the top of the hill, and then we're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's fucked up here.
It was also a little funny because y'all were
Y'all.
talking about how the thing was canceled. I was like half fucking awake. I rolled over and goes, what the fuck are we talking about? And he just goes, the event got canceled. I go, you're fucking bullshitting me. And he goes, nah, it rained a shitload.
Yeah, because I'm like just barely waking up and I hear Michael say it's canceled. I'm like, hold on.
Wait a minute.
Pull up my phone. I'm like, oh, it's canceled. So I text Andy immediately.
Yeah.
So-
Which literally was.
If I would have waited 5 more minutes, you would have been down the road and pissed.
Yeah.
That was the only time it would have been convenient. But
Yeah. Oh, well.
so we get up. You and Michael go up to get your cars in the morning with the golf cart
Yep,
or
with
whatever.
golf cart.
And it's like to get Michael's car out. It's like all-wheel drive burnouts to get out of the parking lot.
Fuck.
Like 4-wheel sliding. Like I get out and I hear limiters. I'm like, it might be kind of shitty up there. Come back and the fender wells are full of like,
Oh, yeah.
clay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's nasty, huh? And you guys are like, yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, the fact that I was just barely on the throttle and I was like
Inching
5
around.
degrees sideways, I was like, well, this is going to be fun.
Meanwhile, I have a truck and trailer up there. The car was not on the trailer, so we drove the car down first. Or I had Michael get in the car and drive it down so I could load it
yeah.
where it's dry.
Which also, thank God, the side of those paddocks, like the
Jersey barriers?
center, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The center of them are
Here.
really like wore in.
You could see it in this picture, honestly.
So there's like grass and weeds and shit
Oh,
on the
yeah, you get some-
outside.
you get
so
some
it was
traction.
still
the
traction
outsides
there.
ends have grip, the middles don't.
Yeah.
So it's like, I go up there to get my truck and trailer out. So I'm like, I'm parked like this. That's why I put the pink dot there. Facing this way. So I'm like, I could try to back up through this slush or try to go up and like cross this slush and come back. I'm
and
like,
have momentum to cross
I'm
all
gonna
the
try
shit.
to cross this slush over here. So I just I get in the truck and it's 4-wheel low, diff lock it to second gear so it doesn't just run away. I'm like, all right, I literally can't do anything else other than try it.
Yeah.
So I just like start going and I'm like, it's just not. You can tell it's dragging
It's
behind. I'm
slippery.
just like, oh no, it's gonna get bad. I get to this end corner here, and I feel the truck slide and the trailer not. I'm like, oh no. So I make it to about halfway through this horseshoe, and I'm like pointed like over here at the wall. I'm like, fuck, I gotta back up. So it backs up a little bit, and I pull forward a little bit, and like it's moving, but just barely. I'm like, I don't want to fucking destroy this paddock with a 4-wheel drive slide throwing mud everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a couple of guys come over, they're like, you're going to have to. Like, you need some wheel speed to get these to clear out. So I'm like, that's what I was afraid of.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm like, somebody gave me permission. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
So I was like, back up till I'm like over here. Like, it was tough, but it backed up good. And I'm just like, second gear, we're going. Just stand on it. Just
It was like 8 dudes pushing the trailer. I don't know how much it helped.
It
but
helped. It literally, as more people got on, I could feel it go a little bit quicker. Like it was disgustingly muddy. I'm probably in like 4 inches of clay at this point, just
it was-
sinking into it.
Jesus.
It was a lot.
So that's.
But we got it out.
we did get it out. Let me pull up this
So
picture
you
of
had
it.
the one picture with the car there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Goes
yeah.
hard.
So
Does
it
go
doesn't
hard.
really do it justice how sunk this thing is.
Well, I see how packed
But
your tread is.
if you look
yeah.
at like this seam, this is how much tire is under
Yeah.
mud.
Yeah.
Like the rest
and
of
they're
it,
also just packed.
they're
like fully packed.
solid. There is no
Yeah.
tread left on any of these
shit.
tires. This is after I cleared it out and then drove down the hill. The trailer, the whole trailer's covered. The trailer tires, you can see how sunk they
Oh,
were
yeah.
in. Like
Yeah,
it
because
was.
they're not getting driven, so they don't clear. They're
They don't
just
clear at
packing
all.
even more. Yeah.
There was just mud. There's mud on my roof, all over the windows. Like it was just absolutely
All
soaked.
over. I think there's still mud on my roof.
Oh yeah,
rack.
that's a good picture
Yeah,
there.
you
That's
can see
a
how
lot.
like these are a 33, so it's not like a huge tire, but
But you have
there's-
a lot of sidewall.
yeah, these are an 18-inch tire. Or
So
18-inch wheel.
is this your laptop background now, or
It probably could be. I
fucking
guess.
should be?
That pic does go hard.
Oh, there's a piece of shit red car in the background.
Look
but-
at
Hey, look, the shit box.
you. Let me just crop that out.
yeah,
But yeah,
there you go.
like
I can still see it.
it did take a fucking sick picture though.
Oh, that's
like-
yeah.
This
That's
is the
your
same.
phone?
Yeah, this is my I brought my
Oh.
nice camera and I take sick pictures of my phone. I'm like, why do I even bother? Like, it just
yeah.
Samsung stays winning.
Yeah.
So bring it down here, load everything up. It's like, all right, let's get out of here. It's like this sucked. Like everything's mucky and shitty and whatever. So of course we got to leave like this. It's just chunking pieces of mud the entire way home. It's like
We were all snaking each other.
literally I'm doing S curves trying to break the mud off the sides of the tires before we get on the interstate.
Oh,
or
yeah.
down one of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
main
The
roads
big
and
road.
throw chunks on people's cars and whatever else. Like, so it's like we finally get back home. It's like, let's go pressure wash these right now. So we went back to my parents' house, set up the hot seat, and just started blasting
Yeah.
because all of our cars looked. You went to your house and did whatever, but
Yep, I parked it on the fucking street. It rained. It's fine. It's on the road now.
yeah.
I don't
But
give
I'm like,
a fuck.
I can't move the truck without getting covered in stuff, and it's mud on everything. So I'm like, let's just go pressure wash it, be done with it.
Yeah.
I go to pull up because Michael did his first because he got.
Yeah,
there
I didn't
before
really
me.
realize what this entailed because I'm like, what do you guys want to do today? Because I'm fucking
Yeah.
at home
Yeah,
bored. I'm
so-
like,
Yeah.
what the
so-
fuck?
As we're like
Mind you-
sweaty and broken.
Yeah, sorry about. I know.
You-
I really didn't realize that till right now. If you
Yeah.
would have sent me a picture, I'd been like, oh yeah, but
I was saving the
You
picture for
texted
this.
Exactly,
us
yeah.
like, "Hey, well, what do you guys want to do today?" As we're like still covered in dirt, still covered in
Trying to
sweat.
strap
I
down the
figured you
car.
guys
Trying
might have
to
like
s-
done a rinse off shower in the camper.
Nope.
That's what I guess. Yeah.
We couldn't shower in there because there was no.
Oh no, water hookups.
There was no fresh water or no water hookup for the camper.
Ooh, okay.
Which is fine because we had water in the tank, so it wasn't a big deal, but not enough to shower.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So we had to shower
Okay.
outside in the morning after we're already dressed. It's like,
Yeah.
let's just
when
get
it was
outta
humid
here.
as fuck.
Did not know.
It was actually fairly
It
nice.
was
Sunday
nice.
was not that bad.
Saturday
but-
was supposed to be like 98 and humid.
Yeah, thank God it started to rain.
The
and it
rain-
was like
it
the
was
clouds must have just kept coming
cloudy
in
and
bringing
rainy.
the
It was
cold.
like 85.
It
I'm
was-
like,
yeah,
this
it
is
was
amazing.
perfect.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like 89 plus. I
Yeah,
believe
it was
so.
98 up there is what it was supposed to be. It was going to be
It was stupid, I
awful.
remember that.
The fact it rained was amazing. Every time it rained, you're like, oh, it dropped 10 degrees.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get home, we go over to my parents' house and just start blasting these. There's just chunks of mud flying off everything. Like,
Gotcha.
we probably, like, between Michael's car and mine, it probably took like almost 2 hours of just
Oh, yeah.
cleaning and then cleaning the concrete because it's covered in mud now.
Yeah.
I did notice a fun thing when I got home.
Oh yeah.
So,
My jack handle is just
Oh
gone.
yeah.
I don't know where it went.
Is that center bolt what's supposed to pinch it down?
Nope,
or-
it goes through this little side right here.
Oh yeah, the handle itself
The
has
actual-
has a little
There's
like
a stud,
mushroom.
a stud on the end, and it
Yeah.
bolts on the end.
Yeah.
It was just gone. I'm like, did either of you guys hit this? And they're like, no. I'm like,
No.
fucking, I don't. It was there at the campground because if you look in this picture, you can actually see it conveniently.
Oh yeah.
Zoom way in.
Oh yeah.
there it is.
Wow.
There it is, right there.
huh.
And all of a sudden, it's gone.
Not.
I get there, I'm like, oh, sick. So I just take a 3/8 extension and run it through there and start twisting. And I'm like, this works, but fucking really? My jack handle's just gone. Can't
Now
have
you just
shit.
weld a nut to it and grab a fucking drill and go brrrt,
I debated on it, but I just
or an impact.
you can get a replacement one for $6.
Fair.
So I just
Yeah.
ordered one just so I can replace it. I'm like, it worked good. It wasn't like it's super heavy or long or anything.
Yeah.
Right.
no.
It is long, but humble
Gotcha,
brag
gotcha.
much. So we blow the cars off there, get them cleaned up. It's like, okay, we're done for the day. And we just kind of chilled after that. That was pretty much the extent of Sunday even because it's like,
Yeah.
I think we were all pretty well beat.
Yeah, we cleaned up, went over to your parents' house, got drunk, and chilled out in the pool.
Lightly drunk.
Lightly
Yeah.
drunk.
I
Drove
was-
the pit
I was
bike.
pretty fucked up. I'll be honest.
Well,
Yeah, Nick finally, Andy got to take the pit bike out.
he's driven it several
What did I
times.
do?
I never have.
Yes, you have.
No,
No,
he
I
has
have not.
What?
That
That
was
was the first
that
time
was
You took
I
a
ever
picture
rode.
on it.
I
I took a
last
picture
4th of
on
July,
it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you
Yeah.
rode it that
No,
time.
none of y'all would ever fucking let me drive it.
No, I never stopped you.
Someone
Andy
did.
did.
No, not Andy.
Wasn't me.
Probably Caitlin.
Probably.
Yeah, let's be honest.
She's not here. Let's blame her. You'll die.
Sorry,
You're like, yeah,
Caitlin.
probably. But
No, I think it was a matter of, I think you might even mention, be like, well, with my luck, I'm like, good now.
Yeah.
Good point.
that's true. Yeah, but
yeah.
no, you're more than welcome to drive it. I didn't know
That
if it
was-
had any gas in it. Is what
That was
my
fucking
concern
natural.
was. But
Full
it's
tank.
It's a shockingly easy bike to ride.
Yeah.
As long as you're careful on it. If
As
you're
long as you
hard on
start
it-
off in second.
Well, no, I could tell I was going too fast because of the knobby tires. Like I would feel it like in my jaw. I'm like, okay, I'm going too fast.
you have
on
to
these.
get over that.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. But yeah,
Drove stick for the first time in 4 years.
got to drive Andy's car to get pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
I told them it was a pile of shit. They didn't believe me because they come back
No, we
and they're like,
believed you. We
"Oh,
believed
the
you."
brakes are so bad."
They
I'm like,
were
guys,
bad.
they're not. The
Okay,
rear
like-
brakes are not touching.
When you meant pile of shit, I just thought you meant like, oh yeah, haha, 90s car.
No,
Like, not-
no.
yeah,
it's
it's
legitimately
been
a
on
pile.
its last leg
Yes.
for
We-
fucking since Maine at least.
Came out of Tonica, out of the Casey's, went up. We got just over the bridge, and Nick went to go shift from third into fourth, and accidentally downshifted back into second.
The shifter, the linkage in there
Yeah, the
is
linkage
fully
is
blown out.
shit.
So he finally he put it into fourth or fifth or whatever, and I literally went, "Yeah, Nick, it's bad."
As
Yeah.
you can
Oh
move
yeah,
the
in
shifter.
gear it goes
Shook
back and
it.
forth about 8 inches.
Yeah.
It doesn't help you have like an 8-inch tall shift knob on it.
Yeah, that doesn't help, but you can still tell like there's a lot of slop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if you shortened it down, it would probably help a lot.
It's not even that I had an issue with. It's the clutch. The distance is the same as from here to fucking Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, it's not.
And it doesn't
that,
grab
actually.
where
It
you
isn't
think
always
it should.
that.
No, it does. It's the matter of the clutch fork is loose, and I don't know how to tighten that. Like it's not in the cable.
You just bend it.
Well,
It's
maybe, I don't know.
probably literally what it is.
But like the fork itself is loose.
Yeah.
So once you start letting the clutch out, the fork slop is the first thing to go, and then you start working on the cable. Well, the cable's starting to wear in a really weird spot because of the slop in the fork.
Yeah.
So like I've put white lithium grease in it probably 4 times now,
It still doesn't
just to
help.
keep it like
Keep it
somewhat
sliding.
moving.
Yeah.
It's just everything's wore out on it.
You're
It's
literally-
got 260,000 miles.
Yeah.
That pedal assembly's been pushed in, call it 1 million times.
Right.
Oh,
I mean,
easily.
honestly.
No, probably less than that, but yeah.
Well, it's hundreds of
But
thousands,
lots
for
of
sure.
times. Yeah.
That
It's
makes
like,
sense.
It's like my car's got
Because-
a clutch delay valve, so it feels kind of weird. Yours just sucks.
Oh yeah, it's just bad. Like,
Well,
I'm not surprised at how bad you guys think it is. I'm like, yeah, I knew it was this bad.
let me go in detail on what it was driving back home from Casey's.
The 5 miles or whatever.
Yeah, I get it in reverse, and I'm trying to get a feel for like how his clutch is, because like this was probably the worst one I've ever driven.
Oh,
my
yeah,
buddy's Nissan Altima.
That's 'cause
was
no,
better.
like I haven't
is the
lubed it in
worst
a
one.
while. It's better when I put the grease in it, and
Okay,
I
yeah.
also spray the entire the assembly on the inside off the firewall because there's a lot of moving parts there too.
Yeah.
And those are also wearing in a weird spot, making it kind of have a dead spot. Like
Yeah.
you lift
It's
it
a
off
it's
of
a
the
2-stage clutch. It
yeah, you
locks
lift it
in
off.
separate
Yeah,
places.
you lift the first stage of it is just the slop in the fork. The rest of it is the actual
Yeah.
engagement. It's really
It's
fucked
just
up.
waking up the linkages. Like, hey,
Yeah. Hey, you got to do stuff.
hey, you got to do some shit.
Yeah, it's
So-
not good.
I get a feel for the clutch. I lifted up, stalled. I don't think we even moved the car.
No, it moved. It went,
Yeah.
and then stalled.
All right, the second time, got a feel for it in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Was it when we were trying to take off in first? Is then it stalled again, and the
Yeah.
guy in the car next to us started laughing.
Yeah, he was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Nick, just let him go."
Yeah, we just let him go.
Like, this thing's a piece of shit. Sorry.
So I finally got like the feel of it. It's like, okay, we're going now. Fucking semi starts coming out. I'm like, motherfucker.
Welcome to driving a manual
So-
anywhere.
Yeah,
I
it's like, oh, cool. I'm inconvenienced
Yep.
all the time.
So I just took off in second at that point and just said, fuck it, second's got to
He
be
was
better.
already
And it
rolling.
was. Second was better.
it shakes and rattles and sounds like it's gonna die.
Oh
but
yeah,
it'll do
yeah,
it. Yeah.
That was fine. Yeah, almost money shifted it. Went in
Nah,
second.
nah. So-
almost grinded going back in.
He ground a little bit. It was like,
Yeah, it wasn't like I heard it. Just
You were
like,
probably a little too far.
The
Yeah.
gears
Yes.
just do that.
yeah.
It's not. Yeah.
That's
I-
just
and like you didn't money shift. You went from third to second. Money
Well, yeah.
shifting is like sixth to like
It's third.
Second.
Third
Yeah.
to first is a
Yeah.
money shift.
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you're like going fast enough you can never go back to first, and if it does it, it's going to explode. That's
Yeah.
a money shift technically.
Then we
you're fine.
Went
Don't
over
beat
the-
the shit out of it. It's not your car.
exactly.
after we went over the bridge, I just kept it in fourth. I'm like, okay, RPMs are low enough. I'm at like
At least
55,
get
60
rolling,
at this
yeah.
point. And we got distracted. I was talking. It's like, oh, hey, there's a stop sign there. Clutch in, brake, trying to downshift. Just like, oh, it's not stopping. Hey, buddy, am I good on your side? Yeah. All right, I'm good on my side.
So now, mind you, before this stop
It's
sign,
it's going in the fields or we're
no. Before
We
this
good?
stop
No.
sign, I was like, Nick, they planted beans this year. Fucking blow it. Nobody gives a shit. We blow
Allegedly.
that stop sign all the fucking time.
No, legally speaking,
as
no.
long as there's
Allegedly we
as
do.
long
Yeah.
as there's beans there. When there's corn, we don't.
Oh fuck no!
Yeah.
I would never do that. You'll die.
yeah. But no, then the rest of the ride home was fine.
Yeah.
So you're gonna buy that car off him?
I'll give you 20 bucks.
I think I'm gonna get a bike first before I get a private
Hell
car.
yeah.
I'll be honest. That car is dying with me. Whether it's from my hand
It
or
won't-
the
it
crusher,
won't be long.
it will be. Yeah. Well, like I said, I was fully prepared to kill it this weekend at Rallycross. If it got any worse to drive on the
It got
road
spared.
afterwards,
Now
I
you
would
have to
say
last
fuck
If I'm gonna get a serious shitbox to drive, it's gonna be another second gen Explorer.
No.
Well, you can't do Rallycross though.
It's way
I
too
can
tall.
flip it. I don't care.
Yeah, I can flip
They
it.
won't let you.
Their insurance policy
Fucking
will care.
fascists.
Yeah, exactly. You apparently you can do a Forester.
You could do a
Fucking
Forester.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Let's go.
It's just a Japanese Explorer.
But they're a
Then
lowered
let's go.
Japanese Explorer.
Yeah, this is true.
They're very low, where Explorers are not.
Just get a
Get an Explorer with the OG Firestones that were known to explode on them.
Mine had good years.
just get a 2000 through 2005
No.
H6.
Oh,
Oh,
Subaru
yeah,
with the
V6
6-cylinder.
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
Subaru
yeah.
Outback with the flat
Yes.
six.
Because
Oh,
then I
I
could
did
be
that.
upset.
I'm like H6. I'm like I know an H2 and an HHR. Like,
I mean,
neither
could
of
I
those.
rallycross an NA Miata? Or would
You
that
got
be frowned
people do it.
upon?
All,
yeah.
People do it all the time.
Stock, dude.
They
yeah,
fucking
do
haul
stock rear wheel drive. Let's go.
Or put it in modified
It's a
and get some
fucking
nasty
You would,
tires.
you would hate yourself for
No,
doing
you
that.
wouldn't. They'd be so much.
I can give you, I can
would-
get you the same tires I have because Miatas have 14s.
They're way too tall for a Miata.
Oh shit!
Oh,
They're way
fair.
too tall. I mean, there was
Take the front fenders off and
there was
trim all the rear.
there was this guy who was having a hell of a good time.
I saw the tab
sick.
saying Mustang. I'm like,
Yeah,
let's fucking go.
he's got a Fox body, and he's got like legit
On the-
race
on the-
tires on there.
on the new Edge fucking
The
three
tri-spokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing was so cool.
No, he
That's
had like
sick.
legit like rallycross.
Brad took a lot of pictures of this
wheels.
one. Dude,
There's quite
didn't
a
he?
because you're like, hey, do something cool. It's like the rear wheel drive Mustang is going to be the one that does something cool like
Fuck
that.
yeah.
You just need to bring your mom's
Ciao.
Mustang. Crowd killer.
Oh, let's
That
go.
right there, just fucking.
Yeah.
This whole back corner is just ice.
He has the cooling holes in the front bumper.
and in the hood and in
Oh, yeah, fair.
everything. Yeah,
Hell yeah, brother. He was having the best time.
he was enjoying himself. Yeah, for
Ideally,
sure.
if I get an NA, I'd do this with it for the first year, and then I'd be like, okay, now I actually want to like.
You're like, I don't want to be hard on it.
Yeah, it's like now I actually.
No, then you
wanna
buy a
drive it.
different
What-
NA and keep
what's
that.
that?
I just buy the
Name.
worst gen, the NC, for this.
yeah,
then.
that's fair.
They're more
It
expensive.
costs money.
yeah,
Yeah,
but no one gives a shit.
I saw
about them.
$1,000 NA Miata on Marketplace. I'm like, oh, come on.
What's that one meme I keep seeing? It's like, oh, I love this car so much, I'm gonna keep it stock, and then it just fades into like the depressed guy in a roll cage
and
with
buckets. Yeah.
with straight cut.
gears.
Yeah, straight cut. Go.
Yeah.
"Whee!"
That's Geobaz on Instagram.
Fucking love it. It's hilarious.
GEOBAZ.
Love this
He
thing. I'm
does all
gonna
the-
keep it stock.
All the line drawings and stuff. He's like, this is great, and then it's terrible. But yeah, you should get a Miata and rallycross it. That literally, or be cool and get an S2000.
The only
and then be hated for rallycrossing it because
True.
they're like they're
I
so mad.
I can't do that. I can't.
You can't buy a Honda.
No, I would get a Honda, but I wouldn't rally it.
Get
like
a
that.
bike.
You should
Buy
Yeah,
a bike first.
2000.
do it.
Because then I have
Do it.
Because then I have somebody to go riding with.
Do it.
No, I would get a bike first.
Hell yeah.
I'll
See,
buy a
I-
Spree.
I
Buy a
have.
Honda. Buy a Honda bike.
I saw a
then.
spree, $400 actually.
I don't have a job.
Fuck is a Honda Spree?
Yeah.
Moped.
It's the moped we were trying to get. The 85
I'll-
moped.
Yeah.
quit looking
Us
it up.
on the
No.
highway.
He would not go on the highway.
No, I would
Yeah,
not
no,
go on the
brother,
No,
it's
that
2
is
lanes.
that's a Peru de la Salle.
God,
my
the picture
God,
to the left of that goes so
no.
hard though.
This one?
No, up first row.
Oh, this
Doubles.
double.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
One's got black wheels.
The
One's got
pair
no.
sold on Bring a Trailer. Hold up. Let this
brand
load.
new for $7,300.
Is it not going to load? Come on, baby.
Come on, internet.
There we
Hey.
go.
$7,300 for the pair of
Oh
beautiful
my
sprees.
Yeah, $7,300.
This could have been
when
you
did it sell
guys. Bring a
Could
trailer.
have been you, but
No,
it
2020,
shouldn't.
yeah, 2022.
2 years ago, yeah.
Damn.
Could have been you guys if you were cool, but no. You guys don't want to spend $7,000 on scooters.
I don't have $7 grand.
But they're 2-strokes with a CVT.
The thing is, I can store a bike better in our garage than I could another project car.
Not true. You don't store your cars in your garage anyway.
Because I dent the fuck out of both of them.
Yes.
Guess what? You won't have that
Miatas are
issue with a motorcycle.
Miatas
Exactly.
are small.
You got room.
That's like one thing I noticed. Like with the course being kind of tight and technical, it's like I'm like it's not that bad. And I ride with Michael. I'm like, oh, my car's a foot narrower than yours.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have so much leeway in the gates. And they're like trying to drive around them. I'm like, oh, it's because my car's tiny. I can
I'm
actually
just
fit. through
I'm
all
just
these
happy,
gates.
even with how much I was on it and was trying very hard. Like I was getting angry. Still didn't hit a fucking cone.
Not that you know of. You did drive off course like 3 times.
Never hit a cone.
You technically speaking. So when they moved the course for the second part of the day, for
I
whatever
just
reason,
couldn't get with it.
Marcus just forgot they kept moving it. So I'm standing like here. He would keep turning here. I'm like, over there, please. You're going to kill
Grab a
me.
water bottle and throw it at him every time he does it wrong.
That's for next. I didn't have one with me. I
On the
wasn't
third try, I got it right.
because
Third
Brad's
time's the
taking
trick.
pictures like next to the course, and he's like trying to lead him, and all of a sudden Marcus turns off. He's like,
Where the fuck did he go?
He's like, what the fuck? Why is the camera empty?
Love that.
So yeah, that's honestly everything went pretty good. Like the
Yeah.
event got canceled, but
Which
that is what it
sucks.
is. That means we're down to a 6 event season, so you only have to make 4 of them now. So it's still
Oh, sick.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
it's just
Love
so
that.
the next one is the 18th or the 20th and 21st. There's a practice in the event.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna do the practice because my car is set up really nicely. Michael's not gonna be there anyway, so we can't test his car. It's like
I'm okay with just doing the one event.
Yeah.
But I would definitely. I haven't raced yet. Like I'm the only
Yeah.
one still who hasn't done this. I'm like, God damn it!
I mean,
wanna
Nick's
go.
been there, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, September.
September. Yeah, are you gonna want to take my shit box?
Send me what the dates are again. I mean,
Hold
I'd be
on.
down. It's just a matter
It's
of if I
September
can.
September 8th.
Okay, if I can make it for practice.
I don't know if there's a practice that one or not.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
either way, I
The
mean,
fuck
sure.
Did I
Either way.
not put it in September?
It's September 8th, I'm pretty sure. It
Parents
doesn't.
be mad if I hoon it in their yard.
I mean, Michael does
Yeah.
it without asking anyway, so I mean,
So-
I
oh yeah,
wouldn't
we
do
saw the
it.
Taurus.
yeah, he brought Grace's Taurus and they were like whipping shitties in the yard and she's like yelling at him
No, stop.
as he's going there to investigate a clunk. Speaking of clunk,
Oh,
my car developed a clunk, a
Uh-huh.
very noticeable
the
clunk.
Fit or the
The
Ranger?
fit.
Okay.
What, like during the first session,
Okay.
I
know what
literally
you're talking
pulled
about.
off to check it. And I'm like, something's making a lot of noise. Like I pulled it up on the trailer because it was kind of rainy and shitty. Pulled up on the trailer and then jacked it up on the trailer. Worked out great. Turns out my sway bar just smacks the A-arm really fucking hard. With it being disconnected on one side.
Just
There's
fucking-
Oh yeah.
there's a spot where the paint's worn off both of them from them
just
whacking. I'm
Just
like,
unbolt the fucking thing.
I can't because it's on top of the subframe and it has to come up.
Okay.
The problem
so
is the subframe's bolted, so
cut
it
it.
can't. I'm going to cut it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But I'm
Just
just like,
cut the one side.
if
off.
Andy showed up, I'd be like, hey, bring your angle grinder. And I'll just fucking cut it off. Just cut
we
the
had
one.
hacksaw blades. Get after
No,
it.
not for a fucking
Yeah,
steel
fuck
sway
that.
bar. But
That's probably an inch or two thick.
yeah,
Prison break.
it's pretty small still. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, I need to cut that out one of these days, so that's fine.
One of these
Gotcha.
days.
Well, we got one more thing to cover. and
Yes.
I'm not-
Uh-oh.
This is news to all of you.
Oh.
There's a chance.
Is this a good or bad thing?
Chance.
There's a chance that I may be buying a Fiesta ST very near in the
Oh.
future.
To replace the Fit?
No.
Oh.
As
As
a
a
daily,
daily?
'cause you've been wanting a daily.
Also, no. Well, maybe,
Oh.
but
Oh, okay.
As a legit rally car?
no. More or less.
Well, what the fuck you buying it
closer,
for?
closer to a daily. A daily that I may rally cross occasionally.
Okay.
There's a guy in the Milwaukee Region page who posted his up like, hey, I've lost motivation on this thing. Does anyone want it, basically?
Okay, so what is
Was
it
it for
done with it?
15,000 by chance?
No.
Okay, I
There
saw
was-
one for sale. on
there was no
Marketplace
price.
I was wondering what that picture was.
Yeah. So
Oh, but it's on a tow truck.
so it's a black on black 2016 Fiesta ST.
With mud flaps, by the way.
With
In Sync 3.
with rally guard mud flaps, already on aftermarket wheels.
Mm-hmm.
He sent me a list of things that were done to it. It's already on Coney shocks.
Mm.
It has intake, intercooler, downpipe, catch can, catted downpipe. I said downpipe, but catted, like a
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
legit good one.
Yeah.
Uh,
Aftermarket high flow cat.
Yeah, it's already on Coney shocks, which are the good ones that everyone switches to.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple other things even. No like big turbo, but like
Yeah.
So we can big turbo it.
it could probably support a big turbo with all the mods that are done to it.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been a part of a turbo job yet.
You want to?
You wanna be?
You want to?
Sure.
Well, I need to buy the car first. Is the problem?
Well,
But-
pitter patter, get after it.
Well,
so,
see,
so
that's-
what happened to it?
So the motor exploded.
It just happened.
1.6 moment.
So
yes.
roller?
No, he has a motor for it.
Just no time
Just
or
no
motivation
motivation
to
to put it in. No time, no motivation. Because he
Okay.
wanted to rally this car,
Okay.
but then the motor blew, so he kind of just stopped
So
on it.
was this his daily before?
I don't
Like-
know exactly.
Okay, or
yet.
did he buy it blowing up or?
No, I believe he had the car beforehand.
Okay.
Ooh, actually, another plate sticker wouldn't tell me anything. But I found this today at noon, so I'm still like kind of working out what's what. But
Okay.
Oh, he didn't have a price?
he did not have a price. This was a feeler post, but I was the only one to respond to it, and I responded in 20 minutes.
Yeah, go
I
figure.
was like, "Hey, I want one of these, and I want a black on black one, and I want a 16 plus. Like this is perfect. Like, I'll come get it. You know." So
Yeah.
it's got a bad motor.
Okay.
It has a replacement motor with 75,000 miles.
Not bad.
Which is not
How many
bad.
miles are on the car now?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm assuming probably about that same, but
Yeah,
it's in
100-ish.
it's in decent-ish
Yeah,
shape.
it's,
Like
it's not bad.
Yeah.
like it's a good
It's a
looking car.
16. It's only 8 years
Yeah,
old.
at the very worst, if all these mods were done the day he got it, it's only 8 years old.
Yeah.
So it's like it can't be that beat. Hypothetically, it
Yeah.
is, but you know.
Yeah.
So in theory, it's like these cars sell for about 10 grand,
Okay.
and I'm like, it's missing the seats because I'm assuming he was going to cage it and do like rally seats.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It has no exhaust after the catted downpipe.
Okay. Easy.
And the motor's blown. That's really all that's wrong
Now,
with it.
is this deal including the new motor?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like the cars are worth 10. The seats are $1,000 for
Oof,
the
yeah,
factory
fair.
factory Recaros though, so I actually upgrade a little bit. And the exhaust is probably about $500. So it's like I have all the time and effort to swap a motor, which it's like the size of like a ping pong
Yeah.
ball.
Let's say it's
a
probably the
little-
same size
As someone who
as
just
mine.
pulled an F-150 5.4 liter, that sucked.
Yeah, what
as
if-
somebody who's done the Subaru 1,000 times,
That doesn't
it's easy as shit.
This is, again, transverse, not longitudinal.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
So
it'll
it's
suck
a
a
little
little
bit
bit,
more work,
but it cannot be
It's like,
that bad.
oh, I'll have it out and I can put a clutch on it if I have it out.
Mhm.
Put like a good clutch.
6,500.
I was gonna say hit him with 6.
I was
So-
my low ball first offer was 5,500.
So I'm trying to work through it in my head. This is like at the end of lunch, so Joe gets here and I'm like, hey, you're fired. He's like, what? I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. More important, like race car.
Cool stuff.
He's like, oh, okay. So we're kind of talking it over back and forth. You know, it's like the car's worth 10. We take off $1,500 for the seats and exhaust that are missing. That's easy enough to fix.
Yep.
Then it's just, okay, what's labor to swap a motor? Hypothetically, I'm just
8
like,
to 10 hours at
Yeah.
a shop. Call it.
yeah. So I'm like, call it $2,000 in my time of like, okay, I have to do this myself.
we'll call it 2,500 beer money.
Yeah, more or less. So it's like adding all that together. It's like whatever other accessories. I'm like, we're kind of looking at it. I'm like, I don't know the mod list at this point yet because I didn't talk to him much. So I'm just like
But here's the thing, and this is how I think about when I see bikes online for sale.
that you should buy all of them.
Well, I did this and I did that and I did everything and I had it tuned. Is it done fucking right?
Well,
What-
the,
was
the
it
car's,
done
the car's
professionally?
blown up is the thing.
Well, yes, but
'cause
but here's
that
the
means
thing.
it probably wasn't.
So
I'm like,
that
I have
or
to-
he just beat the fuck out of it.
That is possible. Or
But, like,
something
Is it an
unrelated.
older guy, or like, can you tell anything about the guy's profile?
The picture
Or-
is him from the back next to like a little kid. So I'm like,
Okay,
either he's a
great.
grandpa or this. I'm like, I don't know, but
I'm a granddad.
he was gonna race this thing, so he can't be that old, I guess.
Yeah.
But he's old enough to buy a nice car to race. I don't know.
Yeah.
One thing I did notice is that sure looks like a flex fuel badge to me.
Yes, it does.
And these are not flex fuel cars, which means it might be tuned for E85.
There's also HKS sticker on the rear quarter.
There's HKS. There's a Cobb sticker.
What is
somewhere.
that one up the?
This one here.
Yeah.
Under the fucking motor.
Craving. Something?
Craving SWI. Like there's and a BRCC sticker.
Oh yeah.
Hell
Big
yeah.
coffee dude, but like
Ooh.
KB Power, K&N, I don't know what that is.
K&N
KB
Power.
Rover, I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know. Either way, but like
Jesus,
the Flex Fuel sticker is the one I saw. NGK Spark Plugs, let's go. But like the Flex Fuel sticker, I see that I'm like, this is not an E85 Flex Fuel car, which means it's probably tuned for E85 or E50 or something.
Yeah.
So he could have just blended the fuel wrong and it melted this thing.
Ah.
That's my, I'm like, maybe nothing was wrong with it. It's just something unrelated happened badly.
Maybe.
Got a bad batch of fuel or something, you know. It melted a cylinder. Like that stuff happens,
Yeah.
unfortunately, when you're running like fast cars or whatever. But so it's like, I texted the guy for a few minutes, kind of just seeing like,
Yeah, it is bullshit.
he's like, oh, it's got no seats. I'm like, what do you mean it's got no? Did you take the rears out and then just
Yeah.
lose them or sell them? It's like,
Yeah.
because if you sold them for $1,000, I have to knock 1,000 off the
Yeah.
price because I have to buy them back from somebody else, you know?
Yeah.
So we kind of talked back and forth. I'm like, well, depending on the mods, I'd like to be somewhere in the 5,000s.
Yep.
He's just like, okay. Or I said, depending on the mods and the miles on the spare motor. He's like, well, the spare motor's got 75,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this and that.
I would ask about the rest, like what miles are on the car as well.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
way you just have,
definitely.
like if it was his daily driver and he drove 100 miles each way, like my dad has a 2021 F-150 with 120,000 miles on it.
Right.
So that's possible. He does
Yeah.
110 miles every day.
Yeah, that's already twice what my 2019 has.
Exactly.
In half,
Yeah.
literally half the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's like, I'll show up there and we'll figure out a final price in person if
You
and
get to that
if
point.
he's willing to actually sell it.
Yeah.
'Cause this is a feeler
I mean,
post. He's
did
just seeing.
did he seem upset by
He
5?
was shockingly not upset about it. He kind of just like,
So that means off from 4 in person and then work your way
For
up.
what 2016?
pop. Yeah, 2016.
And you can always go higher. Start fucking low.
So we were kind of talking about it for a minute. Let me just try to pop the messages up to see where the fuck we were at. Because I
Didn't
hate
want to do the bank CTR. Will you take 4?
why won't it pop Messenger up full screen? I hate this fucking
Yep.
app.
There you go.
Okay. Let me see. Where was I at here? Yeah. It would need exhaust and seats. Need a list of the mods. He's like, I was thinking complete and running 8 to 9K, which is kind of what they
Well,
sell
yeah.
for, about mid 8 to mid 9.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, I'm thinking somewhere in the 5K range, depending on the mod list, the miles on the motor. He said 75,000. Do you have a quick list of the mods? He said intake downpipe, intercooler, hard cold side pipes with blow-off valve, chassis bracing, Coney shocks and struts, motor mounts, catch can, upgraded wastegate actuator, and tune. So I'm like, okay, with all that, I'm like 6.
Yeah.
Again, would you
Okay.
take
Yeah.
6K? Also assuming you have the title for it, because, you know, race car stuff.
Right.
Yes, I have the
Don't
title.
want to end up with another fit moment.
He gave me with, yes, I have the title and it's clear. Let me think on it. I appreciate the offer for sure. I don't know where to start, just gauging interest.
Yeah.
I think you were generous with 6.
Yeah, absolutely.
6 was a lot, but I'm just like,
You don't want to be too rude and
I'm like,
have
yeah,
him
you don't want to be an
regret it all.
asshole.
I can buy some unknown one off the internet that's about to blow up for $8,500. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right.
it already has a spare motor. It's already got the parts that I would want
The
on
dude's
it.
at least.
Is the motor still in it, or did he take it out?
I believe it's still in it.
Okay, good, because
I want the block.
I have fucking a big rant to do with this F-150 that just had a motor put in it. And
Yeah.
I'm using it as a spare for my grandpa's truck. And
Yeah.
holy fuck, did this guy fuck a lot of shit up.
Hop into that then, because that's pretty much about where this stops.
Yeah.
We were kind of talking about it earlier today.
Interesting.
So
I mean,
there's a likely chance
Yeah.
that like
6 is a little high. Depends on what he comes back with, but I would be very interested to see.
Also, like,
how
does he have
this
all the
is in
stock
person.
takeoff parts, or is there
Yeah.
anything worth
Right.
any
That's-
value that he
if
still
he
has
sold the
with
seats
it?
out of it, I doubt it. But
Well,
it's like,
yeah,
it's
that's-
already on aftermarket wheels.
That's why I asked,
shocks.
is the motor still in it? Because I'm like, if he just went to the point where he rounded off every
fire
fucking
saled
nut and bolt,
everything, yeah.
he's like, well, fuck, this is worth nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
came in with a fucking sawzall, started cutting.
So that'll be one. It's like I'll show up in person and like finalize the number there probably.
Yeah.
If he decides to sell it, which he made the post. I'm just like, I'll buy it. Like I want a Fiesta ST. I've been looking for one
Yeah.
anyway. Can I have it? And he's like, yeah, we'll see.
yep,
So
yep.
hopefully next week I'll be like, oh, he texted me back Friday afternoon and I went and bought it. And now
I was
have a-
gonna say if you decide to go on Saturday, I'm not doing anything that day.
hell yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
have a
can-
winch on your trailer?
I do not.
Come along. Well, it's a
Come
light
on.
car. Fuck
It doesn't weigh much if it
yeah.
has the engine in it.
Yeah,
you know.
True.
Can
I can
you-
just put it in gear,
So,
crank
yeah, we
the
can
starter.
push it. Yeah.
Yeah, can you not do a solo trip? I want to see this fucking thing.
No, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I called
Mister, I'm
dibs.
behind on my fucking
Yeah.
yard work.
Yard
Go
work,
fuck
I am
yourself.
behind on fucking
Shut
yard
up.
It's
work.
literally only like 2 hours away.
Yeah,
it's
it's-
just barely into Wisconsin.
That's not bad.
So I'm like,
I called dibs.
I call
he
second.
did
dibs.
call dibs though.
Yeah.
He called
He has a
Shotgun.
4-door.
No, I called it first. I get shotgun, motherfucker.
No, you call dibs, not shotgun.
Either way, he has to be willing to sell me this car first or not.
Dibsies.
But it's
Yeah.
like, I
So
I wanted this exact car. He already has all the stuff done that I would want to do to it.
So
more or
this could
less.
interrupt working on the Jeep this weekend, possibly.
There's a chance.
Okay.
If not, I might just I would go Saturday and or Sunday, whatever day works better.
Okay.
But I find it. I doubt that by tomorrow he will have decided to sell it. But it's
Right.
like
I give him like a week.
it's like you're putting out a feeler post. It's like the longer you wait, the lower my price is going.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
$6,000 was I was hoping he'd be like, all right, come get it tomorrow. Like
That for him, that should be a come get the fucker now.
there's no reason like
Yeah.
yes, it's worth $8,000 or $9,000.
Yeah, put together.
Assembled.
Yeah.
It's not
Exactly.
assembled. It's missing seats and exhaust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course, I already went on Facebook. And I'm like, Recaro ST seats. I'm like, there they are, $1,000.
Yeah.
There's a full stainless Cobb exhaust over in Iowa for $500. It's like 1,000 new. I'm like,
Yeah.
just go get that. Put it all together.
Pick it
Just
up on the way
just
back
do a big
home. Yeah.
the loop would take longer than stopping and going
Fair.
back. But
That's
yeah,
fair. Yeah.
but yeah, I'm just like, damn. Like I might if he'll let me buy that, then I'll probably buy that
Interesting.
because that'd be kind of nice to have. Oh, and then a quick update while we're in the middle of it. Our jerseys did show up on time.
Oh, yeah.
Last
Oh, yeah.
week we were talking about them.
Shockingly.
They left Germany at 1 p.m. Thursday.
Our time or their time?
Our time.
Our time. Okay.
1 p.m. Thursday. They were leaving Germany then.
Yeah. They had departed the FedEx facility or
Yes.
whatever.
That's when they
fuck
announced they
went.
departed Cologne, I think is their big
Yeah.
city. But they were on my doorstep at 9 a.m. the next
Friday.
They made a across the planet in less than like 10 hours.
Yeah.
Like some ungodly time. Like
That's pretty fucking nuts.
1 p.m. to 9 a.m. That's it's literally 8 hours.
1 p.m. our time, right?
Yes, 1
Yes.
p.m. our time to 9
Damn.
a.m. our time. They somehow left Germany, landed in Missouri, shipped to Bloomington, shipped to Peru, and then shipped to my doorstep.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
That's
So that's
nuts.
fucking sick.
As like last week, we're like they're running late and it's so far.
Oh
like, they
yeah,
haven't
we were
left
like,
yet.
I was optimistic. I'm like, definitely before they could definitely deliver it on Saturday.
the
yeah.
the
like
FedEx
that
thing,
I thought was possible.
it's like it could arrive by like 10 p.m. or something. I'm like, they
okay,
might-
they really did it.
So just going from the center of Cologne, Germany to where we are at right now, measuring distance, straight shot, 4,318 miles.
and if they did that in 8 hours, they're doing an average of 500 miles an hour.
Hell yeah.
Like
Plane was booking.
Yeah.
They put that
They're-
bitch on an F-22 and
they
sent it across.
including the 50 mile an hour trip to get here and deliver them, and whatever stops they did before. They averaged 500 miles an hour, hypothetically.
Eat my heart
Now there's
out,
some
Cannonball.
time zone shift. No, that's all in our time zone. Never mind. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, they averaged 500 miles an hour, which means they did 800 across the ocean and then drove it here slowly.
yeah,
We were
that's
probably
pretty
also one of the first
fucking-
stops. Which
Yeah,
is
I would
nice,
think
but-
so.
but still.
Jesus.
Like I'm
Good for that company.
I'm like checking the shipping in the morning. I'm like,
You should leave him a Yelp review. I think
should.
that's
like,
deserved.
I'm like, yo, they did it.
Yeah.
Like, they actually did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, here they are. If no one got to see them yet, like
They came out great.
they actually turned out really sick. I love this
Super
pattern in
comfortable.
person. Looks so sick.
Yeah. Super comfortable, breathable.
The long sleeve actually breathes pretty nice too. Like
Sick.
the openings in the sleeves, I like if they're a hair lighter because I like to be able to roll mine up.
Oh,
They
yep,
get
yep,
a
yep.
little bit tight early, but they fit so nice.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Worth the money.
Well,
Eh.
if you'd pay me, maybe they would be.
Yeah, fucking, you can't say shit.
Worth the money, yeah, when you haven't paid for it, asshole.
Yeah, they're worth as
But,
much as I got in it.
Yeah. No, I'm going to start collecting here pretty soon, hopefully. Get
He's
my-
gonna start going around with a baseball bat.
I will take
a sock full of quarters.
I will take
Where's my
one lug
money?
nut every 2 days off your car. You will figure it out eventually. You're like, what's that
Joke's
noise?
on you.
Whoop.
I don't drive the shit box.
You will once.
Nick
I'll take
Street
one off the
moment.
bike. Just any bolt. And you're
Well,
like, this is it.
Technically, the bike doesn't have lug nuts. It's got one center axle.
Does it have a bolt on it? Congrats.
You could take the nuts off the chain tensioner.
I'll just start backing your chain tensioner off.
No!
Start slapping till it launches off at Mach Jesus.
Eats my fucking leg.
That'd be really funny. Good idea. But
Shit.
so yeah, all sorts of weird developing things, Fiestas and cool stuff and
Hell yeah.
race
Neat.
cars and. But long story short, I'm really happy with how the Honda performed.
Did the thing.
But my story's actually short.
Fuck you.
Long
That's
story
the,
short,
that's the fifth time I've heard him say that ever.
yeah, I'm happy how the Honda performed. Michael was unhappy how his performed and is fixing it. Your car is still going to overheat for the rest of forever.
Mine's a pile of shit that I'm going to send to the moon.
You're definitely going to break something
Don't
before you
care.
even get a run in. Like your first run, you're going to snap
well, by the
something.
middle of next month, I should have the battery and solar panel on the trailer.
So you have a winch.
I'm hoping I have a job by middle of next month, but you know, we'll
That's
see.
that's hopeful.
Hoping.
Yeah,
Yes, I am fucking hoping
you really
and praying.
should really should be hoping.
Yeah, I'm
that's-
actually. I'm
And
thinking
he's
about
going to have to
talking
start
the-
sucking a lot more dicks for that new mortgage.
Yeah, I got 2 of them now.
Damn.
But yeah, yeah,
Yeah. You guys want to call it there? We're like an hour 40
Yeah.
some in.
yeah, it's fair.
Cool.
That's
Okay.
good.
That's enough for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.